Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first ever Patreon appreciation live stream. This is something that we are trying to do for our patrons as a thank you for supporting us here at the Untold Stories Project. We want to be able to run games so that they can come and play games with us. The name of tonight's game is DC's Legends of Tomorrow, A Little Less Conversation. And we're going to be doing a lot of fun time-displaced Elvis stuff as they tried to find the Elvis in the Elvis stack in a 1980s Elvis convention in Las Vegas. So, my name's Alex Thomas. I'm the line developer for Mutants Masterminds at Green Ronin Publishing, and I will be your humble game master this evening. Tonight we are playing the world's greatest superhero RPG, Mutants and Masterminds. M&M uses its simple D20 mechanics to generate cinematic superhero action. Gameplay is quick and narrative with enough crunch and character creation to allow a ton of flexibility for gamers looking to tell stories ripped right out of their favorite comic books, movies, or in this case, TV shows. There's also a wide-open character creation system which allows you to bring your ideal superhero to life. The only limits are your imagination. M&M also has the best player currency in all of gaming, the Hero Point. These points can be used to reroll dice, edit a scene, and to modify or improve a character's powers for a quick burst of awesomeness. Hero points are earned by leaning into genre tropes, acting heroically, good role-playing, jokes I think are funny, jokes I think aren't funny, and suffering setbacks just like superheroes in other media. But here at the Untold Stories Project, there's also another way that you can earn these hero points, and that is by supporting us. If you like, follow, or subscribe to the stream, or donate bits, you are given a hero point that you may give to the hero or game master of your choice. So you could support the people you like, or you could screw over the people you don't. Whatever you want to do, it's all good. We have gathered some amazing heroes today. Say hello there, heroes.
Hello there, heroes.
I want to give everyone a chance to tell us a little bit about themselves, the character they will be playing, and have them answer my question of the day, which is, what is your favorite Elvis song? And we will go sort of in order here on the overlay, starting with Gerald next to me.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gerald. I will be playing the White Canary, Sarah Lance. And my favorite Elvis song, in spirit of the holiday, is Blue Christmas.
Well, that's a good one. How about Calvin next to Gerald?
Hey everyone, I'm Calvin. I will be playing Ray Palmer, aka the Atom. You can find me on here. You can find me over on the Win with Dice channel on YouTube, where we have tabletop RPG podcasts and gaming streams. I For the answer to the question of the day, I was actually also going to pick Blue Christmas, because it has been very much in my head, and it's a very good version of that song. Um, I don't know. I was gonna say Christmas jam. It's not really a jam, but it's kind of a mood. So,
It's a good Christmas vibe.
yeah, it's got the vibes. I don't know about good, but it's got the vibes.
Yeah. And Isaac down there underneath me.
Ooh, I am Isaac. Not very into the streaming, but I'm getting out there, getting started now. I will be playing John Constantine this evening, who is a lovable dick. And my favorite Elvis song is going to be "Can't Help Falling in Love."
Wonderful. Good choice. And just catty corner down there, Ben. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everybody. Ben Ravensdale. At the moment, the other place you can find me is at a YouTube and Twitch channel called All on the Table RPGs. I GM a superhero game called Vigilantes Union Local 13. And you can find me there. So that's a lot of fun. I'm playing Nate Haywood, aka Citizen Steel, who apparently is a big Elvis fan, which is going to be fun for me to portray because I am not an Elvis fan, and my favorite Elvis song is the one that's not playing. I know that's controversial, but there it is.
It's not that controversial. I get it. I appreciate it. I'm Alex. I'll be playing everybody else. And my favorite Elvis song changes daily. Right now, what am I listening to right now that I really, really like? I'll just go to my on repeat section on Spotify real quick and see what the first Elvis song that pops up is. For the Good Times. I really like that. It's a good song. So we will go with For the Good Times today. But Elvis is one of my favorite artists of all time, which is why I wrote a scenario involving Elvis and conspiracy theories. But yeah, without further ado, I say we go ahead and dive right in. So we join the Legends of Tomorrow aboard the Wave Rider, passing through the temporal stream, making their way from one adventure into their next caper. It's been a little bit of downtime over the last couple of days as you've wrapped up an adventure just recently in 1492 Spain. There was some unfortunateness that took place, but I want to just check in with everybody and have you tell us a little bit about what your character's up to as they are spending their downtime. And I'll start with White Canary.
Just trying to make sure everybody is not tearing the ship apart, not getting into fights with one another. Just trying to get us from one place to another with as little internal strife as possible.
It is a noble goal with this very dysfunctional family. You've had a few run-ins now with Mick, who has been sort of disagreeable with everybody as he has been working on his newest romance novel, and people have recently discovered that he is a romance author. But it's been pretty chill. Ray, what have you been up to for the last couple of days? What are we doing your character?
For the last couple of days, probably working on. I'm kind of picturing that back in whatever their 1492 adventure was, just there was some particular mishap with the Atom suit, so he might have been spending some time working on like repairing or fixing it. But additionally, it's very important to keep the team, energized, regardless of the fact that time is kind of weird out here in the time stream. So believing that this is some sort of it's morning somewhere. So Ray is also helping to make breakfast for the team, which largely involves using the food fabricator, but he will willingly take credit for the presentation of it.
Excellent. I'm going to offer you a bargain, Calvin, in the spirit of Mutants and Masterminds. Would you like to have a complication that I can incur at some point for your damaged suit in exchange for a hero point now?
Oh, I love complications. Of course.
I'll give you a hero point now. So maybe that'll come up later. We'll see.
Oh no.
And before I forget, can everybody check your advantages and let me know if you have the luck advantage? I'm not sure which of you has access to that.
I have.
Not me.
Nope.
I have one.
And Ben, you said you had one as well?
Yes, correct.
Okay, awesome. Luck points are like hero points, but you can only use them for rerolls. So yeah, cool stuff. What has Constantine been up to the last couple of days?
Well, Ray's been a little too bubbly about it being morning somewhere at some point in time, so it's definitely 5 o'clock somewhere, and I'm double checking our Jameson stores and smoking a cigarette while he is cooking and presenting breakfast.
Excellent.
And by checking our stores, I mean I'm having a glass of whiskey on the rocks.
Excellent. So, yeah, Ray, you're in the kitchen preparing and making everything look nice and presentable, and Constantine's just there, tie sort of loosely askew, leaned back, whiskey at what you assume is 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I'm sure that's a normal breakfast thing for you, so I hope it goes well with poached eggs.
It's an Irish breakfast, friend.
Aren't you from Liverpool?
Don't ask.
Awesome. And Ben, what has Nate been up to for the last couple of days?
From what I'm seeing here, it looks like Nate is pretty decent with the technology and stuff like that. So I don't know to what degree he is responsible for like helping to keep the vessel kind of functioning and in order, but probably tinkering, I imagine. It probably gets fairly boring being cooped up on this thing without anything to really do. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, definitely. So tinkering away at some of the things, you can smell breakfast ready up and away somewhere in the galley of the ship. Sarah sort of walks by as you're tinkering with something. Nate, will you give me a technology check, please?
Sure.
Of our first roll of the game.
Fantastic. A 14.
Cool.
First roll of the game is a 6.
You know, it's an auspicious start, right? With a 14, as you're sort of tinkering around with things, you can tell that the ship has sustained some sort of damage from your last adventure, but you're not 100% sure what is affecting it and what subsystems are being affected. I'm going to offer you the same bargain I offered Calvin and ask if you want to have a Wave Rider damage complication in exchange for a hero point now.
Yeah, what the heck? Why not? Let's do it. Let's make it interesting.
Excellent.
Kind of one of those moments where like I'm tinkering under the panel and I poke something and then I come out with a piece and I'm like, I just quickly go put it back before anybody can see it.
I hope that's not important.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm sure it's fine.
But yeah, Sarah, you walk by, you see Nate coming out of the engine bay after doing some repairs in there.
Everything working right in there?
Everything seems like it's working perfectly.
Let's hope.
I'm gonna go look for a manual just to double check.
Excellent.
Good luck.
And Ben, you just followed, so you have access to a hero point that you can give to a game master or player of your choice.
Ooh, who's kind of considered the team leader right now?
Sarah.
Of this
would be.
group. I'll give it to Sarah because I just made things more difficult for everybody. So that's my I'm sorry hero point.
Excellent. You don't know why, Sarah, but you feel like something's going to go wrong a little later. Call it assassin training.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, the morning's sort of progressing. Ray has prepared some breakfast. Is anybody going to grab some other than Constantine's liquid diet?
Sarah will absolutely swing by and grab something.
Ray, what have you prepared?
I mean, it's got to be a pretty big breakfast. I'm picturing, again, the poached eggs, the toast. There's an assortment of diced tomatoes and cheeses.
Excellent.
And obviously there's some bacon, because that's what every breakfast needs.
Yeah, obviously.
Am I able to find a manual for the Wave Rider?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
As you sort of make your way into the AI database, Gideon will pop up the big transparent head that is the AI for the ship. She'll say, "How may I assist you, Mr. Haywood?"
You got an operator's manual handy for this thing?
Yes, I believe there is a manual available. Are you concerned that there's some trouble?
No. Why would that? No, not at all. I'm just curious. You know, it always pays to be learning.
Well, I sense that I am functioning at 95% capacity.
How long has that 5% dip been in effect?
Seems like possibly a little over a week ago.
Oh, okay, great. And wait, does Sarah know about that?
I have informed the captain.
Okay, perfect. In that case, yeah. If you got a manual on hand, preferably hard copy. You know, something I can take with me, highlight, make notes.
Oh, of course. And she'll say, "Please head over to the fabricator, and I will produce that for you presently."
All right, I will go there. Once I have my hard copy manual, I will head to breakfast.
Excellent. And Nate, you come in with the hard copy manual. And yeah, Sarah's nibbling away at something. John's laid back. And Ray has... Ray, are you wearing an apron?
Oh, of course.
Excellent. What does it say on the apron?
I feel like world's best chef or something like that is too obvious, so...
World's finest
You know what?
chef.
Oh, I was gonna go with world's smallest chef, but that's
Ooh.
probably a bit more of a compliment.
I was going to suggest no small minds, only small people.
Mm.
I'd like to imagine that Ray has a rotation of these. It's just a different one each day.
Oh, that one says Friday on the tag. Got it.
At least it's not the live, laugh, love one again.
No, that's for Tuesdays.
Sure, and we know what day it is.
The ship has its own, like, it keeps track of time for you guys in the time that you are sort of keeping track of since you time travel so much. But Gideon has an onboard calendar that lets you know when you left. It's 9 o'clock on Thursday morning. That way, nobody is worried about. I don't know when I last fell asleep because I've been through 6 days today. Perfect. So yeah, breakfast is served. You guys are sort of hanging out in the galley, and Gideon's head will pop up again. She'll say, Captain, I am reading a temporal disturbance. I could use your help on the bridge.
And I will get one more bite and head to the bridge.
Excellent. And Gideon's up there, the row of seats that look out over the great flowing green window that looks out over the temporal sea, and the big sort of holographic war table that you guys have set up. There's an image of the United States of America, and it looks like it is in great distress. The borders have sort of been wildly redrawn, and you see that there is a large corner of the American Southwest that has been taken over by something called the Kingdom of the King. And she says, I detected recently that Elvis disappeared from the timeline, and the consequences of that are that a new kingdom has been formed in the American Southwest that has declared war on the United States of America.
Elvis declared war on the United States.
It's about time the colonists got what was coming to them.
Here's a hero point, John. And yes, well, it looks like Elvis is not feeling like himself in the images I'm able to read from the temporal zone. In order to prevent this, we're going to have to find where Elvis went missing and bring him back to his previous timeline.
All right. Do we have any information about when the Kingdom of the King formed?
She says, it appears that the Kingdom of the King formed in 1984 in Las Vegas during a reunion, or a memorial Elvis impersonator competition held at... Hold, please. There's a specific hotel that it's held at, according to my notes. The International Hotel.
All right. That sounds like the place to be.
Yes, it looks like he was removed from the timeline in 1974.
So he jumped ahead 10 years.
That's what it appears, yes.
Great.
I mean, they did always say he was ahead of his time.
Well, how hard can finding Elvis be? It's not like he's, easy to replicate.
Subtle.
Actually, as much as I do believe Elvis is truly one of a kind, there are, especially if we're going to an Elvis impersonator like contest, there are going to be some very convincing costumes there. I've seen, not that I've like gone to these things or anything, but just in random, Google searches and stuff like that, there are some very convincing. You know what? Let's just go.
Look, mate, I've seen cosplay before, okay? It can't be that bad.
So do we just wait to see the winner of this contest?
I bet you $100 you were going to identify the wrong Elvis the first time you try to identify Elvis.
Constantine will kind of scratch his chin a little bit. Think about that.
$100?
Make it euros and you're on.
Look, I'm happy to make a misbet in any kind of funny money you want. Yes, let's do it. And I'll offer a hand to shake.
Oh, he shakes it. Think I can't find Elvis. Watch, we'll be back in time for 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock again.
I will not point out the fact that being as we can do time travel, we're always in time for 5 o'clock, and I'll just let that slide.
Awesome. Well, you punch in the coordinates for 1984 Las Vegas, and you are on your way.
All right. So in addition to my White Canary outfit, I need a sequined cape and a pompadour wig.
You're gonna go as an Elvis impersonator? I'm here for it.
Why not?
You've got me
When in Rome.
twisted. You've got me twisted if you think I'm putting the sequin on.
Yeah, that
Well, we
is
have
the
to
most
blend in.
important. That is the most important question of every episode of Legends of Tomorrow. When you arrive in the '80s, what outfit are you having Gideon fabricate for you?
Well, I'm gonna go in a brown trench coat with a white button-up shirt that's kind of unbuttoned at the top and a tie that's not quite tight.
Yeah, that's
And a bit-
that's John.
A very annoyed look in my face.
I'm sorry, Mr. Constantine. I'm not able to fabricate an annoyed look. You'll have to provide that yourself.
Don't you worry, Gideon. One step ahead of you.
What about the others? Sarah, you mentioned a sequin cape. Are you wearing that just attached to your White Canary costume, or are you going to have another outfit underneath the cape?
No, just with my White Canary outfit. Velcro
Excellent.
cape.
Velcro
Velcro.
cape. That's very important. Edna mode.
hmm
Those debts are on your hands, ma'am, not the cape. It's my controversial take on The Incredibles.
Velcro was a thing in '84, right?
That's a hard question. When?
Probably.
I feel like it was.
think
When
so.
was Velcro
Yeah.
invented?
I think it was.
1951.
Yeah, I was to say it was a lot earlier than you think.
Yeah, but when did it start becoming available?
When did
like
Velcro
normal
get
people.
big?
I feel like it was in the '80s, but I don't know if it was as early as '84.
Yeah, it looks like in the early 60s, it received a huge
Oh.
boost in popularity when NASA began using the product to keep objects from floating around under zero gravity conditions.
The space cape.
It's a space cape. Ray, what are you dressing up as?
Yeah, he. This is the mission. You got to blend in. He is going to go for the Elvis costume. He'll probably not have the cape just because he's not really a cape guy. But he will definitely have like some sort of inner pocket or something where he can keep the Atom suit like shrunk down for use in case it comes up.
Excellent. When you say Elvis costume, are you thinking like the sequin jumpsuit, or are you thinking like a black leather ensemble?
I only really know the sequin jumpsuit. So sure, maybe he'll go with that black leather ensemble then.
Excellent. It's basically a black leather bodysuit.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's
Plunging
basically
V.
like the undersuit of the Atom armor.
Yeah, you can definitely modify the armor so that it pops on over this. No worries at all. And Nate, what are you donning?
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a throwback / homage to one of my favorite movies. Nate's wearing a white, kind of like wide collared business jacket or like blazer with no shirt, but like a kind of a metallic kind of silvery like neckerchief around his neck, black pinstripe pants, and a belt with a big silver buckle.
Amazing.
Which is a reference to the character Perfect Tommy from Buckaroo Banzai.
I don't think I've seen that movie, but I'm
Oh my
here for it.
goodness!
What was the name of it again? I'm just gonna
The
add to my
Adventures
list.
of The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension.
That
it
sounds
is-
amazing.
It is life-changingly cheesy, so enjoy.
I'm here for it. Buckaroo Banzai. That's what's up.
Yep.
I'm a cowboy and a samurai. Awesome. So yeah, everybody's dressed up. John, you're going as yourself. Everybody else is in some version of an Elvis costume, and you are free to park the Wave Rider somewhere, cloak it up, and make your way onto the Vegas Strip. As mentioned, the competition is taking place at the International Hotel in downtown Vegas along the Strip. And you can see that the entire city has come out in support of this event. It's been about 7 years since Elvis's passing. And this is the first sort of major gathering of people to come and celebrate his life and to prove that they are the best sort of inheritor of the title of the king.
Wait, what year is it? 84?
84.
And they're celebrating his passing?
They're memorializing him, basically.
Oh yeah, it's interesting, since he was ejected from the timeline 3 years before he was supposed to die.
That is interesting.
Right. That's why we have to find him and get him back there so he can die on time.
Well, they clearly
Mess up
haven't
the
gotten the
timeline.
message.
Right. Exactly. And we don't want them to.
Yeah. Constantine, you would know that it takes time for changes in time to affect the future. Sort of like settling concrete. So if he disappeared recently, it might not have had an impact. Especially with a figure whose death is widely purported to have not happened anyway.
Hmm.
And there are definitely some Elvis believers on the street as you guys are walking through the dazzling, scintillating flash bulbs and the big cars driving by and all of the cigarette smoke and smog. And
I'm contributing to the cigarette smoke and smog.
yes. There's people out with signs that say Elvis lives. There's a couple of people dressed up as like big-headed aliens who are just sort of yelling at people as they're passing by. There are Elvises as far as the eye can see. Actually, the plural of Elvises is Elves, spelled like elves. Fun fact for everybody at home.
Whack.
Oh,
It's actually, I'm planning a sequel to this adventure called Blue Christmas, speaking of Blue Christmas. Where Santa's elves get replaced by Elvis.
So I have a question about one of my powers.
Okay.
I have Mystic Senses. That is a detect power. Am I able to divine the location of our missing Elvis?
So that power, as it is normally, is a detect magic power. But if you wanted to use extra effort to power stunt it to turn it into sort of a tracking spell instead of a detect magic spell, you could definitely do that.
I will do that for a hero point.
Awesome. Yeah, you don't have to use the hero point if you don't want to.
Oh,
The penalty
okay.
for extra effort, if you don't use the hero point, is that you'll go fatigued, which cuts your movement speed in half until you get to rest for an hour.
I don't know. I'm not very fast. I'll use the hero point for it.
Okay. So you spend the hero point, and then I need you to make me an expertise magic or a perception check, whichever one is better.
20. Dirty 20.
Ooh, dirty 20. We like that. With a dirty 20, you sort of tell me what this ritual looks like.
So, I'm looking around at all the Elvises, kind of trying to get a good, mental picture of what Elvis looks like, because John Constantine doesn't listen to Elvis. I don't know what he looks like. But
Elvis was never in the Sex Pistols. I don't know what to tell you.
putting these kind of hobbled images together and finding the true Elvis, I will kind of subtly draw like a magic circle above one of my hands, and a compass will appear inside of it, and the arrow, instead of pointing north, is going to point me towards where Elvis is.
Excellent.
And it's going to shrink down into a pocket watch.
Excellent. So your Elvis detecting pocket watch, you pop it into your hand, it pops up, and it does point in the direction of the International Hotel.
Told you, you'll be 100. You'll be 100 euros short here soon.
Yeah, that's really going to narrow it down.
You'll
All
see.
right, folks. Stay focused. No gambling. No running off, chasing showgirls, or anything like that. It's
Mhm.
on the Elvis.
Eyes on the Elvis.
Sure thing.
Is the no gambling thing retroactive? Does that count towards the wager that we've already made, or
No.
is that just one? Okay?
What you do among yourselves is fine. Just don't end up at a craps table or attached to a slot machine.
Got it.
Ben, I'm going to give you a hero point for remembering the that you already gambled this episode. And Isaac, on Roll20, if you click on your hero points, they should pop up a little deck that you can drag out onto the table, so I can delete them as you spend them.
There you go.
Perfect. I love that for me. So yeah, are you all just sort of following along with Constantine's Elvis detector?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no reason to split up.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Onward and upward.
together, I guess.
I want to read that.
It pops up down into chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta fix Constantine's complications because I gave everybody sort of like, I've been modifying complications on my character sheets recently to just sort of be like a 1 or 2 word description to inspire people rather than having to come up with a whole sentence of stuff. But yeah, you make your way to the International. It is a massive white building towering over the plains of Vegas. There is a massive sign in red flashbulbs that says Elvis on the front marquee. And there is a long red carpet that flows into the lobby of this hotel, and you can see pretty much every few seconds there's a limo dropping off Elvis impersonators at the front door. Some people are walking in from off the strip, but there are a ton of very famous to themselves names here. The lobby itself has been decked out in memorabilia from the king. You see some of his guitars are up on display, some of his jumpsuits are up on mannequins, and there's just general excitement buzzing around the front lobby. There is a casino off to the right that leads to slot machines, crap tables, all that fun stuff that you expect to be there. There is an auditorium at the back of this room where you see there is a small table set up with a sign-in sheet for people who are looking to sign up for the competition. There is sort of a horn-rimmed glasses older woman there, sort of puckered face. She has a mole on her cheek, and she's scribbling away at the lines. You can see that there is a sign on the door into the auditorium for Elvis Impersonator Contest, grand prize $10,000, being judged by Johnny Cash and Elton John.
I'm going to angle towards the contest because I figure if there is an Elvis from like a time displaced Elvis and he's here, he might get a kick out of entering a contest and seeing if he can win it.
Awesome. Yeah, as you approach the little desk, the older woman sort of barely looks up at you. Welcome to the International Hotel. Are you looking to participate in the Elvis Impersonator competition?
No, I was hoping to watch the competition, actually.
Tickets are on sale at the box office over there. And she sort of points just a little bit off of where the doors that lead into the auditorium are. There's another small cubicle where you see sort of a bright-eyed, almost hippie standing in the door.
Right. Kind of wrap my knuckles on the table, and I'll go to the box office.
And over at the box office, yeah, and like I said, sort of a long-haired, tie-dye bandana wrapped around his head, big round glasses, sort of bushy beard, looks up. Hey, man, what's up? And I'm going to try my best not to be cold brew right now.
I'm going to, like, glance over my shoulder. Is anybody else?
Was
With
that
me?
was that in the same direction as the Elvis compass?
Yes, that is in the same direction that Elvis is in at the moment.
Okay, then yeah, I'm there.
I'm gonna pat John on the chest with a flat palm. I'm gonna say, My friend here is buying us tickets to get into the competition.
That's groovy, man. Yeah. 2 tickets is going to be. Google how much concert tickets are in 1980. So I don't say like $1 million or like $1,000 or something silly. Yeah, it'll be $10.
I'm gonna turn to see who he's talking about because I know it's not me, and I'm gonna look back at the guy, and in my incredibly British accent, I'm gonna say, "Oh no, I'm here to help Elton.
Give me a
He's here
deception
by
check.
himself." And I'm gonna use my ultimate effort on deception checks because I'm good at that.
You're gonna spend a hero point to lie to poor Rufus here?
Oh, it costs a hero point. No,
Yeah, to
we'll
use
see.
ultimate effort, it uses a hero point.
We'll
Skill
see.
mastery does not, and that was a perception check you just rolled.
Oh man, I can't click or read. Deception. That's what I meant. 26.
26.
Yep.
Let me roll a check for our good buddy here, Rufus, who has a penalty dice because he is stoned out of his gourd. He gets a natural 1. He's like, I thought you looked familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elton's up in the green room. Do you know where that is? You need me to get your guy to go over there.
I know where it is, and he's coming with me. He's my assistant.
But like, do you still want tickets, dude?
No.
Rufus sort of looks at Nate.
I'm assuming we have like time appropriate currency.
Yes.
I'm leaving.
Okay. I'll toss him $20.
Awesome. And are you going to depart with John, or are you going to?
Yeah. I don't want this guy to get in trouble if things backfire.
Awesome. So John and Nate wander off to go find Elton John. Why did I pick this game? What are White Canary and Ray up to?
I mean, Ray was still kind of working on the assumption that Elvis would be in the Elvis contest, so he was going to sign up for it.
She's still there, taking signatures.
Then 100% Ray is going to sign up for the contest to try and get closer to the other entrants and see if any of them are looking suspicious. But I guess he would have to put his name in and sign up first.
Awesome.
Sarah will pay for a ticket.
Awesome. Welcome to the International Hotel. We're hosting an Elvis impersonator competition hosted by Elton John and Johnny Cash. Are you looking to participate?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, I am. I've got my costume here, and I have my remarkable and impeccable impression.
Remarkable.
Yeah,
What's your
I
name?
thought so too.
And impeccable.
Okay, this is a I don't think they really use fake. I don't know if they use fake names that often on the show. I don't think it really matters.
Not usually. Like when they went back to King Arthur's court, Ray was Sir Ray of the Palm instead of Raymond Palmer. But
Oh, okay. Then his subterfuge will amount to signing up under the name Ray Palm.
Ray Palm. And where are you from, Ray Palm?
Oh, I'm from a lot of places. I'm from here actually. From Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
You're from
believable.
Vegas?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's not your fault.
Nobody's from here unless their parents burned out. So, sorry about your mom, who was probably a showgirl.
Thank you. That is how people that is the thing that happens everywhere in Vegas. So yeah, I'm used to that. So I know that. And yes, thanks for mentioning it.
Oh, Ray.
I have to give you a hero point, Calvin. All
I
right.
would have recommended Roy Handler as your alias, but
All right, Ray. You have
That's a pretty good one.
the competition is going to proceed thusly. There is an initial elimination round that is going to be starting in the next 10 minutes. You'll have one song to impress the judges to see if you can move on to the next round. What song should I put you down for?
Oh, we have to sing like the song, the whole song.
That's part of being an Elvis impersonator.
Hmm.
You
Well,
might
of
not
course
have to
you-
sing the whole song. They might boo you off stage first.
Well, I do know all of Elvis's hits. So I'll be performing hmm.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was on his last album. You know that one? You know the one.
I don't listen to Elvis.
Ray's just gonna glance over his shoulder and see if he can put together the name of an Elvis song from looking at all these Elvis impersonators to see if he can catch like a part of a conversation going on.
Give me an intellect check.
I don't know why I decided Ray knows absolutely nothing about Elvis. But I'm rolling
It's better
with
that way.
it.
Oh, I was the Beatles kid, said Ray.
Intellect, you
Do
said?
you know the Mamas and Papas? I'm gonna do sing your own kind of music.
25 for
25.
intellect.
Yeah, so Ray, you sort of scan around and you sort of in a panic notice a guy walking a basset hound wearing a top hat, and you're like, oh, hound dog.
Yeah.
It's
The
a
one about the
big-
dog?
The hound
Hound
dog?
dog. Yeah.
Okay. Sweetie, you're lucky you're pretty. I don't think you're gonna go very far in this competition.
Oh, I don't know about that. What are the other rounds?
After the initial elimination round, it's a head-to-head competition between two Elvises at a time. See who wins over the audience's favor. And then the top four of that will have to compete with an ensemble performance featuring the Jordanaires. You'll have a chance to sing 3 songs at that performance. Whoever wins that wins the whole thing. We currently have 50 contestants signed up.
Okay. The math works out. I think the odds are in my favor. I just have to learn two more songs.
I don't know what the odds of 1 in 50 are, but I don't think your odds are 1 in 50.
Could you just point me to where I should wait?
Yeah, we got the Elvises stacked up, and she'll point down the hallway. There's a green room at the end of that hallway next to the teddy bear fountain.
And he will thank her and head off there. And then once he's there, he'll start looking for any Elvises that seem, you know, particularly. I mean, I put him in a terrible position because like, obviously he has no idea what he's doing. But any Elvises that seem particularly flamboyant or stand out more or drawing more attention than the others.
Would you say anyone who looks particularly Elvis sus?
Yeah, he's trying to. Well, not even the imposter. Whatever the opposite of an imposter is among them.
Genuine article. Amazing. Amazing. Sarah, where are you off to?
Can we get into the auditorium where the competition is? Is the competition happening now, or is this a thing to come?
The competition will be starting in the next 10 minutes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy my ticket and get into the auditorium, and try to locate where the Elvais will emerge.
Excellent. Give me a stealth check to get back there. And I'll give you a bonus dice since Dolores doesn't particularly care about people getting back there. Bonus dice. It's a new mechanic that we're introducing for the Valiant Adventures role-playing game. Basically, you roll 2d20s and take the better of the two.
31.
And Sarah gets to choose between 30 and 31 because she is the best assassin in the world.
Yes. If I were attempting to assassinate an Elvis, where would I go?
You'd be spoiled for choices.
Right.
Oh, Deuce says Ray should be from Palm Springs.
Ah.
So yeah, Sarah, you're able to get past the security door and you're able to find your way into the auditorium. It is a pretty lengthy, full-sized theater space. It looks like there's enough room to seat 400 to 500 people. There's a couple of cup balconies up above. Actually, I should probably bring you guys over to a map real quick. It's kind of got massive gilded carvings right above the stage, big red carpet, big red curtains. It's very, very much smoky velvet red in here.
All right. I'm going to try to find my way up to one of those balconies.
Yeah, you can get up there, no problem. And Calvin, just so you know, you have two character sheets for Ray. You have one that is Little Ray and one that's Big Ray.
Yep.
Yeah. What would you like to do while you're in there, Sarah?
Just one, I want to look around and see if I were Elvis, would I be in the competition or would I be watching? So I'm going to look around to see an Elvis that is sort of looking around, maybe a little disdainfully at all the people dressed up like Elvis.
Give me a perception check or an expertise or give me an expertise assassin check first, and then I'll give you a bonus to perception based on your roll for that.
Not great. 14.
I'll give you a +2 for 14.
All right. And that perception, you said?
Yes.
So 27 with the +2.
You don't see any Elvises around here that are giving dirty looks at any of the other Elvises. Yeah, you don't see an Elve. You don't see an Elvis giving the other Elves a dirty look.
Okay.
Yeah, you do sort of, as you're looking around, there are some ushers here that are helping people to their seats for the first round of the competition. There is a doorway that you can see just in the wings of the stage where you can see there's a couple of Elves back there, sort of gathered around, excited. A couple of them have guitars. None of them look as you would expect Elvis to look, though. You could tell that they're dressed the part, but they don't have the right facial structure. Some of them aren't the right race. They're just sort of all over they're sort of all over the place. There's a couple of women impersonators up there.
Right.
And you got a 25 on your perception check. You do see do you have well-informed as an advantage, Sarah?
I do.
You do see a man in a white suit and a cowboy hat, standing near the orchestra pit, his arms crossed, big cigar in his mouth. If you give me an investigation or a persuasion check, I'll tell you what you know about him with well-informed.
I'm gonna spend my luck point on that.
Perfect.
That's gonna turn into 21.
21. With a 21, you recognize that is Colonel Tom Parker, who was Elvis's manager, who discovered him in the 50s, and basically is the person who trapped him in an ongoing deal with the International Hotel to help pay off Tom Parker's gambling debts and his debts to some theories about organized crime, some theories about other managers that he owed money to. He was also the one who was responsible for Elvis never going on a European tour. He was the one who kept him in America.
Okay.
Tom Hanks played him in the movie.
Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any kind of movement around him. He's kind of isolated, right?
Yeah, he's sort of standing down there by himself. He's looking down at the orchestra pit where you can see they're setting up. They're setting up the band basically who's going to be playing.
So I hate to say this as the resident Elvis fan in the party, but I'm pretty sure his manager failed at that accomplishment because Elvis very famously did go on a tour in Europe. It was just a military tour, not a.
Well, yeah, that's all right, Ben. Here's another hero point.
Yes.
Technically, you're right. He did do a tour in Germany. Just didn't play any. Well, I'm sure he played with his guitar a little bit, but he didn't do concerts over there. But yeah, Sarah, you see him down there. Looks like
Okay.
he has some air of importance about himself, but nobody seems to be paying him much mind as he's sort of grunting down into the orchestra pit as they're setting up their instruments.
Uh, I'm going to try to find a spot where I can keep an eye on him and the entrance where the Elves will come in.
Okay. Awesome. So you take up a nice hiding spot. I'm going to let you keep your 31 stealth check, so no worries there. And you hang tight. John and Nate, where are you off to?
I'm following the handy dandy Elvis detector. I know it's right.
You know it's right.
It's taking me exactly where I need to go.
Yeah, sure. So John, you have the pocket watch out. You're following along behind it. And Nate, are you keeping close to John, or what are you looking to do? Ben, you might be on mute.
Sorry about that. I was going to say that I think Nate's just going to be geeking out about like all the Elvis impersonators. He's going to be trying to identify if he actually spies Elvis in the crowd, like in the crowd of impersonators.
Excellent.
He's looking for Elvis.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, the detector takes you basically in the backstage area. The green room that they're separating the Elves into, there's basically sort of a U-shaped hallway that goes back behind the theater itself, the auditorium. You do see there are lines of Elves out here. They're there with some of their loved ones who are hyping them up. Give me an insight check, Nate, as you're doing your thing.
Insight. Okay, let's see. How good is Nate at insight? He's okay. 16. I'll let it ride.
Yeah, there's a general air of excitement and wonder about everybody, but nobody seems like they know more than what's going on. Nobody's sort of standing off to the side looking like amused that this is happening in their honor or judging the other contestants more than you would expect competitors to judge each other. It doesn't look like anybody's sticking out as like the Elvis and the Elve stack.
This is the first one of these, right? Like the first official one
In Vegas, yes.
in Vegas.
There's been a couple in Graceland. There's been a couple in Memphis, but this is the biggest gathering since his passing in Vegas in his honor.
As an Elvis fan, do I know the name of the person who won this?
Give me an expertise history check.
I'll take that, yeah. 28.
The competition was won by a guy named Ray Palm.
No. Okay. All right. Well, that doesn't really help me. Doesn't really help me, but that's fine.
Yep. I will say with a 28 with your expertise history check, one thing that did stick out to Elvis historians was that somebody entered this competition with the name Jesse Garin. Jesse Garin, as an Elvis fan, you know, is Elvis's twin brother who died at birth.
Okay. Are they Are the contestants wearing like a number, like one of those like pieces of paper on their back with a number or anything indicating like which, like their spot in the order going up on stage or anything?
That feels like a great use of an edit a scene hero point.
I will do that.
And retroactively, Ray, you will be contestant number 52.
Yeah.
Because you're from the DC universe. But yeah, you can see that there's you can see numbers on the back of people adding up from 1 to 52.
Okay.
And
I might need to go back to the sign-in sheet, see if I can figure out like what number that guy has, the one that signed up under that name.
okay. Yeah, you are free to break off from Constantine, who seems to have his own goal in mind.
All right.
But
I'll
I
do that.
will keep with Constantine for a moment. Constantine, you make your way basically around the back of the loop, and you see there is an elevator door there that has a couple of guys in front of it. Sort of big, tough-looking dudes, keeping people away from this elevator.
I'm gonna do a quick look around to see if I can see anybody wearing like a staff badge or something related to help that is allowed into the elevator.
That also feels like a good use of an edit a scene hero point.
I can do that.
You see there's a guy walking by. Well, what you spent the hero point. What role do you want this person to have?
It's gonna be assistant to Elton
Assistant to Elton.
or Mr. John.
Assistant to Mr. John. That's a fun bit of continuity.
And then I'm going to kind of pull out my wallet and flip it open with an illusion of a similar pass, but with my name on it.
Okay.
So I'm John, assistant to Mr. John.
Wonderful. Give me. You spend a hero point. I won't make you work. I won't make you make a check for it. When you are you going to go up to the guys by the elevator?
Yeah, but I'm walking in like I belong there.
Okay. As you walk up, one of the guys will stick his large, meaty arm on your shoulder. Say, "This area is off limits."
Yeah, don't riff the code. I'm here to help Mr. John.
Mr. John is down that way in the green room.
And he told me to come in here.
Give me a deception check, and I'll give you a bonus dice for having paperwork.
28.
He looks at you, sort of narrows his eyes, and says, "What business does Mr. John have in Elvis's private room?"
I'm gonna take a long drag of my cigarette and blow the smoke out in his face, and it says, "Minding his own like you should."
I'm gonna roll a d20. He's power level 4. He's fine. So he sort of looks at you, looks at the gathered Elves, looks at your paperwork, and says, "All right, you can go up, but Ricky here's going to go with you."
All right. Come on then, Ricky.
And Ricky's not quite as big as this guy. The guy who's been talking to you looks a little bit like Ving Rhames, just massive, bald head, big, deep voice. Ricky's a big guy. He looks like he works out, but not nearly as much as this guy does. He says, "All right, right this way," and he'll pull out a ring of keys. He'll take you into the elevator. He'll switch the key into the elevator, and he presses the penthouse button. And we'll catch up with John in a moment. Ray, what are you up to as you enter the green room? You see there is a large sea of Elves in here and their loved ones. There's one very bedraggled looking woman running around, sort of curled, loose black hair, glasses, dressed in a blouse and a power suit with a clipboard, running from Elvis to Elvis.
Okay, is she just getting like everyone's name and number or something, or like competition number, or is she?
It looks like she's gathering that, and it looks like she is gathering what song they're going to sing, and it looks like she has the thankless job of making sure everybody's not singing the same song back to back to back.
Oh, then Ray will definitely head up to her and make sure that she is informed of what song he will attempt.
Yeah, she looks at you. She has a pass similar to the one that Constantine just duplicated. It says Esther Jones on it. Oh, hi, number 52. What can I? What are you looking to sing today? How can I? What are you looking to sing today?
Oh, I'll be singing Hound Dog today.
Excellent. That means that you cannot go right after 3 or 9 or 20, 11, 22 or 11. And she sort of is doing sort of like a, if you have 5 siblings and one of them is taller than this one, that sort of logic puzzle that she's doing.
Can Ray's got a big brain. Can he like help her out with that?
Give me an intellect check. Or an investigation check, whichever one's better for you.
Let me see. Investigation.
Theoretically, it's
Yeah,
investigation.
28.
Yeah, you as you'll take a little time to walk with her to the other contestants to organize the names on there. But tell me a little bit about how that scene goes.
I mean, he just kind of like breaks it down into sort of a logic puzzle sort of thing. But he is probably going to keep an eye out for like, I think he is going to be interested in who else is doing this song, because if this is a song that he was able to figure out, he assumes it's a popular one. So if Elvis is in this competition and actually making an effort, he might be one of these people who is singing the same song.
Awesome. You notice that there is a heavy weightedness to his more popular songs as you're looking. Burning Love appears to be the most requested song that people are going to be singing. Of the 52 contestants, it looks like 8 people are going to be singing that song. It looks like there are 5 people singing Hound Dog. After you get a better sense of who's singing what. And the other 2 that get a lot of attention are Can't Help Falling in Love is going to have 4 people singing it, and Love Me Tender has 9 people singing it. Those are the ones that have major duplications. That leaves 26 songs. Of those 26, 13 of them are doubled, or 13 people are singing the same one, but it's only 2 people singing the same song. And there are 13 people who are singing unique songs.
Yeah.
Do you have expertise history or eidetic memory, Ray?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he has eidetic memory. Let me double check. Yep.
All right, with eidetic memory as an advantage, you're allowed to attempt any expertise skill untrained. So you are welcome to make an untrained expertise history check if you don't have expertise history.
Yeah, I will make the untrained check then. So it's just gonna be based on intellect, instead of like a flat d20.
It'll be intellect, basically.
15 for that.
With a 15, are you happy with a 15?
Okay, well, like, what am I just trying to suss out here? Like, just among the popular songs, who might stand out as a performer?
Which one might stand out as something that you think the original Elvis would do?
Yeah, they'll narrow the suspect list, and it's a one-shot, and I have 0 points. So, yes.
I love the justification. It's a one-shot, and we have hero points.
What's been the point for that? I'm sure we won't get in a fight today.
Yeah. I don't have any fights planned. Why would I have maps and tokens?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Everything's going to go nice and smooth.
I'm about to find Elvis, so we're almost done.
Can I spend a hero point to make sure that he'd identify? No, sorry.
That he does not
Uh,
find Elvis.
It would be pretty funny. With the hero point though, that is a 20.
20. With a 20, you recognize that one person is singing the song That's All Right Mama, which is Elvis's first ever record. And that person appears to be Jesse Garin, number 35.
We have like comms, right?
Yes, yep.
Then I'll just probably try to point out. I mean, find a private corner to have this conversation in. But mention that there's a name here that kind of stands out, and I mentioned the name and the contestant number.
And all of you are able to hear that.
Nate is going to be singing kind of under his breath, probably with with a hot mic and not realizing it. He's going to be singing Elvis's rendition of Ghost Riders in the Sky.
Excellent.
And then he's going to say, yeah, I was actually just looking up that number and I got a little bit distracted.
Hey Nate, who sings that song?
Which song?
The one you were humming into the mic.
Oh,
I'm going to give John an asshole hero point.
I mean, if you want to get technical, Vaughn Monroe did it originally, or at least he was the most famous one who did it originally. But Elvis, of course, did a cover of it.
Neither one of those sounds like Nate Haywood.
Ooh. Ooh. Feels bad.
Actually, Nate, that does give me an idea though. If we can maybe whittle down the contestant list a bit, if we can get through this competition, maybe I'll get a chance to corner our mysterious number 35. If you could maybe help me out with the performance.
Wait, did you enter the performance?
Was that not the plan?
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh,
Can you actually sing?
You know, about that, I think you've got pretty good chances. But maybe winning is the way to go, because if you can win this, maybe then he'll want to approach you himself, and we don't have to turn this into a confrontation.
Yeah, we can use this to draw him out. Either we draw the actual Elvis or this mystery Elvis, the number 35.
But I think that might be the actual Elvis, because that's his twin brother's name.
Ooh.
And that song, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the first recorded song he ever did. So it seems, I mean, either someone really knows their Elvis, and how many people like that are there, or it's him and he's kind of pulling these deep cuts.
Well, if you traveled through time, wouldn't you want to do one of the most recent things you did?
I mean, the first is always the one you remember, right?
I suppose.
Plus, I don't think I saw that song anywhere else on the list, so it'll stand out. Not like someone's doing like Hound Dog or anything like that. I mean,
Is that not a good one to do?
I
Did
mean,
you know the song?
you didn't do Hound Dog, did you?
Uh,
I mean, look, it's not a bad song. It's just a little bit obvious, Like you want something that's going to stand out. There's got to be like a half a dozen other people at least doing Hound Dog.
4 actually.
Oh, fuck me, Palmer.
Sarah, that was an interesting notion that you had. Him singing the songs that he released most recently before he disappeared. Assuming he disappeared in 1974, there is one person singing a song on the list from that year, and that song is I Got a Woman. It's a cover of the Ray Charles song.
Okay, what's their number?
They are number 11, And their name is, let me double check my notes real quick. Their name is Martin Manning. MM.
Did we get an exact date on when in 1974 he?
Gideon
Kinda
would have been
missing?
able to give you that date. She would have said that he disappeared on April 11th of 1974.
Did this song get released before April 11th, 1974, or was it released later in the year?
That's a good question.
It was "I've Got a Woman."
Yes, and it looks like his initial recording of that song was in 1956, but he performed it live at the International Hotel on April 10th, 1974.
So the day before he
Okay,
disappeared.
the day before he disappeared. All right.
Yeah, Ray, can you get eyes on that one?
Let me see what I
And
can do.
Martin, what was the last name?
Manning.
Sorry, what-
Manning.
Does that name ring a bell to any of the Elvis people?
It does not.
I mean, but it's an alliterative name. I mean, it's gotta be. It's
It's
gotta,
gotta
be,
be
a
something.
It's gotta
It's
be
a
a bad
supervillain,
guy,
right?
right? Like that. Yeah, that's only
makes sense.
superheroes and supervillains have names that are alliterative. So
Right.
Right, he basically chose the name Mr. Man, right? That's weird.
Palmer, how long until you go on stage?
About that, Ray,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to give you a choice real quick. You, since you helped out Esther, you have a choice if you'd like to get a +5 circumstance bonus in your performance, or if you would like to shuffle yourself in the schedule to go alongside either number 35 or number 11 in the performance. But you are going on presently.
So either the bonus or next to one of these guys.
Yes.
Kind of like the bonus is more important. Now I actually want to win. I did kind of have an idea for the competition itself that I was going to attempt, that I don't know if Ray will have time to implement.
What was your idea?
That I was just going to take some time to put together a device. I might have to like jury rig a device that is some sort of like voice modulator auto tune sort of thing, so that Ray can sound like he's singing decently. He may need some input from Nate on this.
You know, Ray, you really wanted to do that, but your suit has sustained some previous damage.
Ow!
So I'm going to mark up that complication and cash that in.
So, can I assist Ray in his performance with magic?
Not over the comm. I'm going to say that it wouldn't come across right. And you've got Ricky with you. But I will give you a hero point for the Ricky problem.
Hey, Ray, can you stall your performance for like a couple minutes?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Can I use the comms? Can I like kind of modify them so that his will kind of broadcast so it sounds like it's coming from him if I were to sing?
Give me a technology check for that.
Natural 20 for a 28.
Let's go.
Okay.
Dunked.
Yes, Nate, you can do that.
All right. While I'm doing that, I'm going to say, Ray, pay attention to the movements, specifically the arm motion. You got to get that kind of like, strumming sort of air guitar look going, and the hips, like the hips are. And I'm going to be doing the hip motions across the thing while I'm looking at him talking.
Amazing.
Yeah, Ray will definitely he will try to replicate those. Those.
Oh, and let me see your sneer.
Oh yeah, I've got a real good sneer. Let me try this, and then he will attempt a sneer that I can't do, but he's probably
Not horrible.
not terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. When he does that, I'm going to do a little Okay, yeah, that'll work. I think that'll go. Yeah.
I love everything about this. So yeah, you're preparing to go on stage. Did you decide, Calvin, if you wanted the +5 bonus or you wanted to go alongside one of your suspects?
What skill would I be rolling for this?
It would be a presence check, basically, unless you have some expertise that you think works.
Oh no, no.
Actually, you have an eidetic memory, so you could attempt expertise performance untrained.
Yeah, but that's still gonna be just a presence roll.
That would be an intellect check rather than a presence roll.
Oh. Oh, then I don't need that +5. Okay.
Bold of you to
Then-
assume.
Rolls a 1.
That's what hero points are for, because we're not getting in a fight today.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really sure which one is more suspicious, but I guess the Jesse Garin one has come up a couple of times, so I'll go next to that one.
Okay, so yeah, Esther will put you up next to him, and you are on your way out to stage. Before we send Ray out to perform, Sarah, back in the auditorium, you see they've started, the audience is pretty much settled in at this point. There are people that are supposed to be sitting in the box, in the balcony that you're hiding in, but you have a 31 stealth, so they don't notice that you're there if you want to linger there with them.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun surprise for him when I inevitably jump off this balcony.
Excellent.
Gonna give some poor little old lady a heart attack.
Should be fine. Anything that you're looking to do before the Elves come in? It looks like the performance is about to start.
I've been clocking the numbers and the names and everything. I'm going to try to look for one that looks like 74 Elvis, because there's a range of Elvis.
Yep.
And 74 don't look like 59.
Yeah. Sorry, Elvis. So yeah, you're keeping an eye out, tracking that. As you're watching the performers coming on and going off, Sarah, give me an expertise assassin check.
27.
With a 27, nobody, as you're watching, appears Elvis-ish. Figure that adjective out. At least not what you're expecting from what you researched before the mission of what he looked like at the time.
Right.
All that fun stuff. And nobody really, like, there are a couple of really good performers, but nobody really strikes you as the genuine article. And you see that Colonel Parker has similar feelings, if a little more negative than yours, about the people who are performing.
Yeah.
He has a seat near the front where he's arms crossed over his little belly, sort of scowling with his massive waddle.
All right. I'm going to keep an eye on him to see if he perks up in a strange way, an unexpected way.
Okay. Yeah, the people in the balcony, as Constantine mentioned, there is one little old lady who's there with her son. Seems like she may have been at the original performances in the 50s.
Right.
She's clapping and having the best time of her life. Nate, you're getting ready to help Ray with his performance, but is there anything you're looking to do right before he goes on stage?
I would like to position myself on either side of the stage, kind of opposite where Ray is, so that if the person that he's competing against ends up like kind of leaving the stage, I want to be in the direction that he would leave the stage from.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm focused on the performance.
Excellent. if Ray's Sue was working, maybe you could have done like haptic feedback, and you could have just controlled his movements.
That'd be too easy.
So you're tucked away over there. Do you want to make a stealth check for me, Nate, to see how nestled in you are over there?
That's only a 14. I'll stick with it. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
14.
You got a luck point if you want to spend a luck point.
You know what? Yeah, what the heck?
Remember, we're not
I
going to
only-
get into a fight today.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
said so.
And I can only use it to re-roll stuff. So why not, right? Ha.
Darn. It's an 11 on the dice. That sucks. But you
Yeah.
still get to use the better of the two. So,
Okay, so the 14.
yeah, the 14. You're tucked away. There's a lot going on, so people aren't really like paying too much attention to you over there, but you do get the impression that a couple of people have noticed that you're lurking over there.
Okay. I mean, if this turns out to actually be Elvis, it's going to be an opportunity to be fanboy out. So I'm
Yeah.
not really too worried about it.
Yeah, they probably can't throw you out if they want to. The elevator lets Constantine and Ricky off at the top at Elvis's penthouse. This entire floor is dedicated to the room that Elvis used to stay in when he was in residency at the International Hotel. It's been turned sort of into almost like a museum style display area. But they've closed it off for the competition, so nobody comes up here while the performers are in the back doing the thing. Ricky walks over to the door that leads into the living space proper, and he'll put the key in, he'll open it up and say, get whatever Elton needs and get back here.
And do. And I'll make sure that that's where my compass is pointing me.
It is.
Then I will walk in.
As you walk in, your compass sort of spins a little bit like you are in the space that you need to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check with your mystic senses.
Perception check with my mystic senses. 22.
There is a lot of magical energy in this room. You sort of close your eyes and open them and focus with your arcane sense. And there are like strands of magical energy forming spider webs, just sort of all over this space, collecting in one area in the middle of the living room, which is sort of a recessed couch area with a big panel TV on the wall. And sitting on the coffee table there, even without your mystic senses, you can see that there is some kind of little green pupa there. Pupa. Little green pupa there. Like basically a cocoon of some description. It's about 6 inches long,
Okay.
about 3 inches tall.
I'll walk over and give it a look over, try to determine whether it's good to touch or not before I do something stupid.
Give me an expertise magic check.
I would love to. 32.
Okay, John Constantine. Calm down. You don't think that it's dangerous to touch. You do think that this is some kind of... As you're looking at it, you're realizing it with your 32 that it's not a cocoon, it's an egg sac.
Do I know what for?
You have not seen this kind of egg sac before, but you have... you're familiar with... You're familiar with sort of magical insects and the like. It kind of looks like either a spider sac or a caterpillar sac.
This can't be good. I'm gonna pull out my compass to make sure that this is where it's pointing me to.
It is exactly where it's pointing to.
I'll click it shut, put it in my pocket, reach into my wallet, make sure I have 100 euros, put my wallet away, and I'll pick up the egg sac and stash it somewhere safe. I do want to use a mystic warding to try to kind of put this into a stasis.
Okay. So the Mystic Warding is your protection power, but if you wanted to do a power stunt, you could try to basically make a snare for this cocoon out of it.
Yeah, try to keep it from hatching on me.
That's probably smart.
So I will do that.
I'm just going to surreptitiously mark that Constantine has a caterpillar sac on him.
For
Or a
no
spider
nefarious
sac.
purposes.
Could be a spider sac too.
I think I prefer caterpillar sack. I'd rather deal with Mothman than Spider-Man.
I don't. When you put it like that, I don't know. That there's a conversation for chat. Would you rather fight a Mothman-sized Spider-Man or a Spider-Man-sized Mothman?
I know what John Constantine would rather fight, and he doesn't want to listen to Peter Parker.
That's fair. All right, and as you sort of pocket, you sort of do your eyes roll up and you cast your Mystic Ward around the cocoon. You hear Ricky say behind you, "I think that's enough, Mr. John." And he is going to attack you.
Hey, calm down there, Ricky.
But we'll come back to the attack in just a moment.
Yeah, we're not gonna fight here, guys. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
If it was an
John
episode,
Constantine.
if it was an episode of the show, you would have been knocked out and taken somewhere. But
I know.
yeah, I'm just gonna drag your guys' tokens out for no reason. Pay no attention. Ray, you're on your way out to perform.
Okay.
And you said you wanted to be next to Jesse Garin, right?
Yeah.
Did you want to go before or after him?
Shoot, before, I guess.
Okay.
That way we can do the performance, which is very important, and then we can pursue him without being distracted.
Yes, indeed. Perfect. So, you are before. You go out and go ahead and give me that intellect check for your expertise performance.
Let's do this.
As you sort of understand the mechanics of how to be a performer, if not necessarily the charisma part. But you look like Brandon Routh, who kind of looks like Elvis, so it's fine.
This is mostly following Nate's direction.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Nate is helping, so you'll have a bonus dice for this. You'll get to roll 2 dice and take the better of 2. Good job, Ray.
Thank goodness, because I rolled a 1 there.
Constantine, here's a hero point for when you said, remember Ray's going to roll a 1 on this?
It's called premonition, my friend.
Can I spend a hero point on a bonus dice roll?
You may. You still get to reroll 1 of the dice, but you get to take the better of the 2 still.
Okay. I guess I'll re-roll the nat 1.
The right decision.
There you go. Here's my hero points. And intellect roll. Ooh. But I rolled a 7, so that it would be a 25 with the hero point.
Excellent. I was looking for an 18, so good choice re-rolling that. Tell me a little bit how you successfully win over the audience. So the setup, you're coming out on stage. There's hundreds of people here. There is a table set up that has Elton John and Johnny Cash at it, sort of smiling and waving at everybody as the performers sort of cycle in and out. And you come out, and there is Spotlight Stage Ray.
So the plan was just basically like mirroring what Nate was doing. I'm pretty sure we had Nate's voice coming out of like we had a temporary device or something, so Nate's voice could honestly, I'm pretty sure Nate's the one who's actually doing the performance here, and Ray's just mirroring everything.
Excellent. Ben, tell me a little bit about what Nate is doing.
So Nate is doing that thing that like parents do when they're at their kids' like recital, where they're like, they've rehearsed with the kid kind of like ad nauseum, and so he's kind of like doing like little like sort of mimicking the motions, not going through and like really giving him his all, but he's kind of like trying to encourage or inspire or remind Ray like the the right body language and motions and everything like that as he's kind of standing off to the side. And of course he's singing along as he does and everything like that. And he's trying to keep it from being too obvious. Like he's kind of trying to make it seem like he's just kind of getting into the show. But anybody paying really, really close attention is probably going to recognize that he's basically mirroring what Ray's doing. So yeah, I think that's Alex. You're
Excellent,
unmuted. Sorry.
excellent.
Oh, okay.
Ray, Nate is your pageant mom.
I'm sure this is how this adventure was supposed to go.
Supposed to doesn't really enter into it with this kind of scenario. Sarah, up in the balcony, will you give me an insight check as Ray is performing? With a 20, you notice that Colonel Parker is immediately enamored with Ray's performance. As Ray is being led off stage, he even takes his hat off, stands up, and leaves the auditorium. Looks like he's heading towards wherever Ray is going to leave the space.
Now, one of the performers that we had an eye on is coming up next or went before?
Next, Jesse's coming up right after Ray.
Okay. I'm going to stay put for now. I'm going to clock that, Colonel Tom, he found that interesting. But I know that's not the guy. I know that guy. So I'm going to stay put and watch for this next one.
Okay. Awesome. Ray, Elton, and Johnny will both very excitedly wave you into the next round. And you are escorted off the opposite side of the stage that you entered from. Are you going to completely exit the auditorium, or are you going to try to wait in the wings for Jesse?
Oh, going to wait.
Okay. Jesse will come out next, and he will roll an expertise Elvis check. And he will not do as well as Ray did. Nor will he pass into the next round. He comes out and he gives a very heartfelt rendition of That's All Right, Mama. Johnny in particular seems to enjoy it. The crowd is like, oh, that's cute. That's the song Elvis recorded for his mom. That's a lot of fun, but it's not one of the ones we're here to see. So they sort of wave him off briefly after that. Appearance-wise, he does look the most like Elvis that you've seen. At least from a facial structure point of view, he's a little gray. He's got some salt and pepper in his temples. He is wearing sort of, as Ray was, sort of the black leather ensemble. He is pretty decently in shape, however, which you wouldn't expect from Elvis in 1974.
Okay.
And he just doesn't seem to have that same sort of spark of natural charisma that you would expect him to have.
Okay.
But as he comes out, he'll look at Ray and say, "Hey man, that was a heck of a show you put on. It was a tough act to follow."
Hey, you're pretty good yourself. That's a classic, or so I've heard.
Not to borrow, thank you very much. He gives you a wink.
You're welcome very much.
You want to get on out of here, or are you gonna stay here and watch some more people go by?
Has number 11 gone yet?
He has not gone. Counterintuitively, he is near the back of the performers in this round. So you estimate that you probably have 30 to 40 minutes before he goes on?
Oh, okay. Then Ray will take some time. Yeah, Ray will go hang out with this guy for a bit, since he is on the suspect list.
Excellent. The suspect list. And Ray, as you and Jesse both exit the stage door, you see Colonel Tom Parker waiting there for you, Ray. He's got his hat pulled down to his up against his chest, big Colonel Sanders white suit on. And he says, I've seen a lot of Elvises in my time, but that was one of the best Elvises ever since I saw that young man down there in Memphis. What is your name, son? I think you got a real future in front of you.
Uh, more than you know. It's Ray Palm.
Here's a hero point for the time traveler joke. Oh, Ray Palm. Well, we're gonna have to change that. You know, Elvis's name was Aaron before I got my hooks into him.
Huh.
But,
I knew that.
maybe you and I should have a conversation about your future over here in the lobby.
Oh, but I mean, the competition is still going on, so I don't want to go too far away.
I'll screw the competition. Do you want to win $10,000 today, or $1 million over the course of the next 10 years?
Uh, future billionaire Ray Palmer is like, that's a tempting offer, but I gotta follow through with what I sign up with, right?
What are you, some kind of Boy Scout?
Something like that.
Hmm.
You know, you're not the first person to say that today.
Well, if you change your mind, I'm going to be having dinner, and he slides a menu to you, like a takeaway menu, to a place called the Rack of Eternity barbecue ribs down on the Vegas Strip.
Yeah, he'll accept the menu invitation.
I'm heading there in just a little bit, since I know you're going to win this whole thing, and you're the only person worth talking to.
Well, as soon as it's over, I might just see you there.
And he'll trundle off. Jesse's like, you should have taken that opportunity, man. That was a lot of money. Give me an insight check, Ray.
Insight. Ooh, not super good at that. Oh, not bad. 19.
19. Jesse seemed a little locked up when he saw Colonel Parker. Just a little uneasy, unsettled about seeing him.
Then Ray will suggest, well, maybe you should go and meet with them. Your performance was pretty good. I think with a bit more time, you can.
Nah, you know, it's just about the music, man. I'm not in it for the money.
I mean, you did say it was a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money, objectively speaking.
You sure you're not interested? I think it could be a good opportunity for you.
Nah, he wasn't interested in me, so I'm all right. I prefer not to get into bed with people like that.
Like what? Do you know him?
Well, everybody knows that he was a snake, sort of a snake in the grass. He wasn't. I mean, he was Elvis's manager, but he was more Elvis's pimp than anything else, if you ask me.
Sounds like you know the situation pretty well then.
You're twisting my words around on me. I don't know. Nah, I'm just a fan.
Well, if you say so. Either way, I think we were supposed to get a quick drink or something.
Yeah. Let's head over to the hotel bar and we'll grab something for the next round.
Okay. Was I picking up anything else in that conversation? Like I know you seemed cagey at first. Was a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely pick up the caginess. You pick up a little bit of that press X to doubt. He definitely seems like he knows more about what's going on, but he's reluctant to say much.
Okay, then I'll keep an eye on him for now. And if I get a moment, try to get on the comms to the team and just let Nate and Sarah know about number 11 and that I'm going to be taking number 35 for a drink.
Excellent.
Don't worry about Constantine. He's fine.
I don't know. I'm
Um,
sure Constantine is fine. He hasn't said anything for a while, which means he's okay.
yeah, you know, he does, less is more with John, right?
He's typically a very quiet guy.
Yeah.
Should anybody be keeping an eye on the manager there, or
Well, I know where he's going to be. If someone
Sarah-
wants to run to him there.
Sarah? What do you think? Should someone keep an eye on that guy, or should we stay here?
I don't think we need to follow Colonel Tom. I think we probably want to stay here unless, when he leaves, the Elvis compass starts spinning in whatever direction he's headed, and then by all means. But
Where is the Elvis
for
compass?
now,
Yeah, I mean, John couldn't have found him yet. Otherwise, he'd be gloating over the comms already.
right? So, everything's probably fine.
It feels like too good of a segue not to go back to John.
Yeah, whenever John's quiet for a really long stretch of time, it's usually because he's fine.
So John, you turn around and Ricky is going to throw a massive haymaker at your head.
I'd really rather he didn't.
23 to hit your parry DC.
Oh, that's yeah, that'll do.
I need a DC 27 toughness save.
So just to clarify, if I have a parry of 8, that means it's an 18
Yes.
check, right? Okay.
Yeah.
DC, what?
27 toughness save.
How about 16?
That would be 3 bruises and a stagger if you want to take it.
No, but this guy punches hard. I'm gonna use a hero point to re-roll that toughness check because I don't want to get abducted by the totally not alien bug monsters. Oh, look at that!
So
We got a 28.
good news. At the very last moment, like Ricky comes in with this sucker punch, and you're like, "What?" And you throw up a Mystic Ward at the last second, and the flesh on his hand disintegrates up to the arm, revealing a massive stone fist and arm underneath his human skin.
Hey, you might want to get that checked out there, buddy. It doesn't look good.
He looks at his arm. He looks at you, and he sighs, and he just peels away the skin suit and throws it aside. And you see he is a huge stone man, dressed in a black and white prisoner uniform.
Huge stone man in a black and white prison uniform. Well,
It's a jailhouse rock.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's a hero point for everybody for my pun.
I think we got off on the wrong foot here, Ricky. I'm just gonna get back in the elevator, man, and we can go down together. You can put your flesh suit back on and let bygones be bygones.
Well, I know you're up to something now, pal. Put my kids back.
Okay, that's not. You know what? I don't have time for this, and I'm going to
Turn
blast him
invisible
with a
and run away.
fireball.
Oh,
I kind of want to turn invisible and run away, but invisibility's not my spell.
you can power stun just about anything with magic.
You're right.
You can fireball him too. That's totally valid.
So, how does the taunt work?
How does taunt work? If you
Yeah.
if you want to basically demoralize him, you get a deception check versus his insight or will, whichever one's better, If you succeed, he becomes impaired, which gives him a -2 to all of his rolls. If you succeed by 3 degrees, he takes a -5 to all of his rolls.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna vicious mockery him. That's magic, right? That's a spell.
That's words.
So with a deception of 32.
I can't roll a 32. More than words. 11. So you beat his check by a 21. So you will incur a -5 demoralization to him until the end of your next turn.
Hate to break it to you, Stone Man, but I don't think they're yours. You might want to check with your wife.
Ooh, I'm gonna give you a hero point because you just earned the enemy complication.
Oh no. And as I'm saying it, I'm gonna try to like rotate so that I'm towards the elevator.
Yeah, I'll say since you got a 32 deception and he is like so caught off by what you just said, you're easily able to like put, instead of him being between the elevator and you are now between him and the elevator.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna run into the elevator.
You run into the elevator and realize you don't have the key to run it.
Can I jump up through the roof of the elevator?
You can give me an athletics check to try that.
All right. We're athletic, right, John?
It's all that smoking.
10.
You jump up and you like grab a hold of the door trying to get it to open, and it's just not going.
Oh fuck, Z! How do you cast that fly spell?
And Jailhouse Rock is gonna stomp over and kick you in the chest while you're hanging from the elevator. But he gets a -5 to this roll, so instead of getting +8 to hit, he only gets +3 to hit. He stomps over, the elevator rumbles and rattles a little bit. He kicks out. He misses you, John.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to roll a d20 for me. Do you want high or low?
Oh, I will take high. We're feeling good. How do I roll a d20? Here we go.
Yeah, you just
d20. 15. Let's go.
Perfect. I will let you decide. Do you want to escape into the elevator hatch with a little bit of extra oomph that you're able to get off of his head, basically? Or do you want the elevator to break free from the wire and take you away from the situation?
Let's have the elevator break.
Okay. So he stomps over. He gives it a good solid kick with his super strength kick, and the top of the elevator shaft rumbles and rattles, and you hear the snap of the cable. And you have a moment to flip him the English bird before you start falling at an accelerated rate down.
Oh, of course. Of course. Just. And then I worry about the impact of falling, however many floors I'm falling.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
It's a future me problem.
Yeah. You have an action to try to do something about that if you want to try and rescue yourself from the crash. What do you want to try to do?
Let's see here. So I've got these mystic wardings. Can I try to like create layers of like multiple layers of cushion for me to land?
Yeah, you could basically power stunt immunity fall damage.
Yeah.
With that. I will say that will affect your warding over the cocoon that you have in your pockets.
Ooh, I don't want that to break.
It won't necessarily break. It'll get a toughness check, but the toughness check will be reduced by whatever you have to take away from your own, from that protection spell to get immunity to fall damage, which I believe is a 5-point immunity. So instead of having a +8 toughness, the cocoon would have a +3 toughness.
No, I will. How many floors am I falling down? How many floors up did I go?
It's the top floor of the hotel, so.
Oh, that's a lot of floors. Okay.
It's a big building.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it.
Yeah, that's at least 20 floors. I'm not sure exactly. I'm looking at the thing online, trying to see how many floors I think it is.
Yeah, more than 3 is enough for me to say this is a gamble we're taking.
Okay.
And as I'm setting up these cushions, I'm kind of whispering to myself, I know Sarah said no gambling. I know Sarah said no gambling.
And so you're immune to the fall damage. The elevator, Nate, I'm gonna say that you're pretty close to this. You're able to at least hear the crashing sound of the elevator. Right as you're saying, yeah, John's probably fine. There is a rumble and a rattle. The doors of the elevator burst and deposit John roughly on the ground next to the other bouncer.
I tumble out and I dust off my jacket like nothing happened. Like it was staged.
He looks at you. He looks at the broken elevator. Where's Ricky?
He had a fit. He kicked the elevator.
And give me an insight check, John.
17.
You could tell that he understands that you know that Ricky has super strength now. And it looks like he is not going to confront you about that, but it does look like he's going to try to leave the scene to go talk to somebody about that. And then give me a d20 plus 3 for the cocoon.
18.
That's not quite good enough.
Oh, I have a hero point. I meant 16.
You still get
18.
to use the 18, but that's
Yeah.
still not good enough.
Okay.
You can spend more hero points on this if you'd like.
No, I feel like there's going to be a growing problem that we have to deal with, and I'm going to need those hero points.
Okay.
So,
So as you sort of spring off the ground and land like, ha, nailed it. You definitely hear the squish in your pocket as the G-forces catch up with the cocoon and just sort of ooze something down the side of your shirt and pants. And you could feel something wriggling in your pocket now.
oh no, I'm dumping it out of my pocket. I've seen enough alien movies to know what that is. Not dealing with it.
Oh boy. Okay. You dump the wriggling as you're dumping them. You notice they're caterpillars for sure. Sort of sickly Disney villain green caterpillars that are about half an inch to an inch long. It looks like there is a good 52 of them.
Oh, that's gross.
They sort of wriggle onto the ground and they quickly die in the open air. And the other bouncer looks at you, looks at them. I was going to let you go, man.
Listen, mate, I could explain.
So, a fight is going to break out. Surprise.
Out of curiosity, when like the elevator catastrophe happened, did anybody else hear that?
Oh yeah. The
Okay.
the performances stop inside the theater. I should jump back into there, as the massive clang of metal and stone breaking just backstage. The audience isn't quite sure what's going on, but Sarah, you can tell that there are security people leaving the stage, heading back to go investigate that. And as Constantine, as you are sort of having this conversation with this other guy, his mouth sort of distends unnaturally open, and he lets out just this bellowing bah noise that is picked up by a few other people scattered around the theater. And as they all begin making this unison noise, all of their sort of human suits begin to discorporate. The guy in front of you, Constantine, and we're spread out, so we're not going to be able to use as much of the map as I was hoping, but that's okay. So, yeah, I'm basically going to split you guys up. So, Constantine, you're in the hallway next to the elevator. Nate, you're sort of next to a side stage door that could get you into the theater space or back into the hallway that John is in. Canary, you're up in the balcony, and Ray, you're over at the hotel bar. Ray, there's no problem near you at the moment, but you can definitely hear the noise over the comms. Nate, next to you in the orchestra pit, sort of down a little bit away from where you are, you see the lady who is playing the guitar down there. She, as she lets out the bah noise, her skin sort of discorporates and she becomes almost a burst of living fire. Constantine, the guy that is in front of you, his skin suit sort of sloths off and drops down, and he is much smaller on the inside than he is on the outside. You see there is a 2-foot teddy bear holding a machine gun. And
Well, isn't that precious?
Sarah, up with you in the balcony, the son of the older woman, he lets out the noise, and his skin sort of sloughs off, and he is a basset hound with a gun.
I love him.
And before we roll for initiative and dive into a fight, I think we'll go ahead and take a 5 to 10 minute break as we reach the halfway point.
Sounds good. I was not expecting the teddy bear with the Tommy gun.
I'm here for it. All right. So yeah, we're gonna get up, stretch our legs, grab a drink, grab a snack. I'm gonna let the dogs out real quick, and then we'll be right back.
Cool.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us while we ran off to take our quick break. I'm dog sitting, and I had to let the dogs out for their evening constitutional. But yeah, we are hanging out with the Legends of Tomorrow tonight. We're doing a fun actual play for Gerald, our patron, who is. We just want to thank you for all of your support, Gerald, and for hanging out with us so much as Warden Maximus in chat. It really means a lot to me and everybody else here.
Thanks.
And I can't wait to do more of these in the future. I think it's going pretty well. Hopefully, and we'll get some other patrons in on it. Scheduling this time of year is always tough. I get it.
Yeah.
Deuce, I let the dogs out. I'm the who. But we've been hanging out with the Legends of Tomorrow tonight, who have traveled to Vegas in 1984, trying to find Elvis at an Elvis impersonator competition. A competition that Ray Palmer, the Atom, has entered and has moved on to the next round, courtesy of Nate Hayworth's backseat performing. Our team has done a sort of an investigation of the people here. They've met a few candidates that they think are likely suspects for who the Elvis is. And the reason they care so much is because, according to Gideon, a kingdom is going to be carved out of the southwestern United States. It's going to declare war on America. So it's probably not good to let that go unchecked. Unless you're a Fallout New Vegas fan, in which case I'm sure it's great when the Kings take over. Yeah. John Constantine headed up to the penthouse that used to belong to Elvis, where he found a cocoon of baby caterpillars and got punched up by a giant rock man that he ran away from very, very bravely. When he
Effectively repositioned.
Yes. When he made his way downstairs, however, thanks to the collapsing elevator, the cocoon in his pocket shattered, revealing a bunch of weird, wriggly caterpillars, and causing a number of people who are supposedly the caretaker of those caterpillars to reveal themselves as a collection of villains. We have the villainous Jailhouse Rock, who Constantine just rumbled with. Nate Hayworth looks set to face off with Burnin' Love. The White Canary looks set off to face off with the Hound Dog, and John Constantine, ever the troublemaker, is toe-to-toe with the Teddy Bear. So we will go ahead and have everybody click on your token and roll for initiative.
Oh, great.
Good job, John. I've got to add turns for all the bad guys because I forgot to load their character sheets into Roll20. But here we go. Burnin' Love has a +5 to initiative for a 12. Hound Dog has a +1. Jailhouse Rock has a -1. Gets a natural 20 to get a 19. And Teddy Bear has a +4. For a 15. So initiative is going to be as thus. White Canary, you're up first, which surprises nobody being in your assassin lookout position. Followed by Nate, followed by Jailhouse Rock, who is currently walking down the stairs. Followed by Hound Dog, followed by Teddy Bear, followed by Burnin' Love, followed by Ray, with John Constantine heading up the pack starting next round.
Starting next round.
Yeah, your first next turn.
That's right.
White Canary, you're up first.
All right. I don't think this dog should have a gun, so I'm going to disarm.
Excellent. Are you going to disarm with your staff? Good choice.
With the staff, yes.
Oh, okay.
Natural 20 with the -2 for disarm because I don't have improved disarm.
Oh, okay.
32.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit. With a 32, that is a natural 20. So now you'll make a damage check versus his strength check to hold on to the gun. Your damage in this instance is going to be damage 10 because of your critical. So you roll a d20 plus 10.
Okay.
Now roll a d20 plus 3. I'll get perfectly average with a 13.
I would like to hero point that. That feels real bad.
Perfect. Yeah, natural 19 because you have improved critical on your staff, and then natural 1 for the
Yeah.
follow up. Yeah, that's rough. That feels statistically improbable. I think Roll20 just likes the drama, though.
Yeah. Okay, so 13 with the plus for the hero point makes it a 23.
Perfect. You disarm him of his gun. What does it look like as you free the gun from the dog's control?
I just come from behind the curtain, which I assume I'm behind in the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And I take the staff and I just knock the gun down, but I try to also like smack it across away from him so he can't just pick it up.
Yeah.
And I say, no, it's bad dog.
You say bad dog, and he looks at you, and you feel as though you've gained the enemy complication. And with the difference in my roll versus yours, I'll say you could even knock the gun into the audience down below if you wanted to get it out of the balcony.
I don't know if that's a great idea.
Yeah, you can knock it just out of arm's reach, basically.
Yeah, I'll just knock it, maybe under a chair away from him.
Perfect. He looks at you. Hey, that was my gun.
Yeah. You can have it back when you leave.
I think today's the day I'm going to catch that rabbit. He narrows his eyes at you.
Oh, baby.
White rabbit.
Nate, over to you.
So I'm going to. So I see. Okay, I'm not muted. I see her suddenly catch on fire, right?
Yes. Yep. She bursts into
Okay.
this sort of dazzling blue and white flame.
Ah, what? I probably can't reach her, can I?
I think you have 250 feet of movement.
What?
I think I have to double check. I think you have speed too. It should say near the top of your sheet.
120 feet per round. Okay. Now, here's the thing, though. Do I know that she's necessarily bad?
Give me an insight check.
24.
She seems like she has hostile intentions.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think I can. I'm gonna go kind of like vault over the chairs into the
To the orchestra pit.
pit.
Open this pit up.
And I'm going to. First off, I'm gonna like go steal. I'm gonna, turn myself into metal.
Yep.
Because I don't want to get burned by her. And
What's O?
I think I'm gonna try to grab her.
Okay.
Yeah. I got improved grab and improved hold.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And that's just a grab. Nat one. Okay, I'm gonna spend one of those 4 hero points that I'm sitting on
Good choice.
to re-roll that. 22. That's better.
That is better. That will hit. So then she has to make a strength check versus your DC 20. It's not super good for her. 19. So she will be... she's the first degree of grab, which means she'll be hindered and vulnerable. So her
Okay,
her
perfect.
active defenses are cut in half, her movement speed's cut in half, and if she wants to move, she has to make an opposed strength check against you to control the movement.
Okay.
Opposed strength or opposed movement. She can make a flight check to try to move you around too.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna basically be like, hey, lady, this place is pretty flammable, so maybe you should tone it down.
I like you. I was looking to
I-
start a little burning love in here, but if you want to come close, I guess we can heat things up. And she sort of mouths blowing a kiss at you that comes off as a little burst of flame and smoke that dissipates against your skin. Anything else, Nate?
No, that's it. I was trying to decide if I can spend a hero point to do another action, right? If I want to.
Yeah, you can use extra effort, so you don't have to
Or
spend a
extra
hero
effort.
point.
Right.
You can go fatigued, which will cut your movement speed in half until you go rest for an hour, or
You
you
know
can
what?
spend a
If she-
hero point to avoid the fatigue.
If she's gonna taunt, then yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. If it seems to me like the big metal dude has grabbed her and her response is to talk smack, then I think I'll follow up with another attack.
Excellent.
Can I? You said she's vulnerable. Is that what you said she was?
Yes, so her dodge and parry are half of what they usually are.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna use a power attack. Can I basically? She's on fire. I'm basically gonna like pick her up and like kind of slam her into one of the music stands to try and knock her out.
Excellent. And the orchestra is just fleeing at this point. Like, you've jumped in
Okay.
here, everybody's left their instruments. There's like trumpets and clarinets, and you have improved grab, so you're free to make a regular unarmed attack even while you have somebody grabbed.
Okay. I will spend another hero point because with my -5 on power attack, that is going to be a 10, and I don't like that. So, but really, I think that's a 16.
16 will still hit because she's
Oh,
vulnerable.
nice. Okay, so that's going to be a 30 on the on.
Yeah, 10 would not have hit.
30's a high number.
That's yeah. She can theoretically roll a 30. Not like that though. She misses by 5 with a 25, so she'll take the first degree, which is bruised.
Okay.
So I will chuck that on her little token here. As tell me what happens as you lay this. You basically slam her into something.
So I imagine that the are these wooden music stands or are they the metal ones?
They would be metal ones.
Okay. So then I imagine that the music stand like bends when she hits it, and then very quickly starts to like heat up and sort of like droop a little because of the flame. And I will basically like kind of try to hold her down to the ground, while until next round basically.
Excellent.
Yeah, that'll be then my turn.
Cool. Jailhouse Rock is going to take 2 move actions. Go down the stairs.
Old hate stairs. Same vibes.
Hound Dog is going to shake his jowls, look up at Sarah, flare his teeth, and jump out to try and bite her. We'll see how well that goes. 29 to hit Sarah's parry DC.
That'll hit.
I need a DC 23 toughness save.
Ooh. All right, 25.
Oh, no sweat. You're A-okay. So he comes in, snarling, snapping. You're able to sort of very quickly pivot away from his body motion as he sort of drools all over the old lady who previously thought she was here with her son, who is panicking as this fight is taking place in the balcony. And he's going to try to use extra effort, and he's going to try and grab Sarah. He's going to go fatigued to do that. So Hound Dog will cop a fatigue. That's a little sleepy guy. And then he's going to try and grab. 25 to hit Sarah's parry DC.
That will hit.
I need a strength check, this time for a DC 18.
Is it strength or dodge, or is it specifically just strength?
For the initial one, it's strength. For the escape, it's strength or dodge.
Okay.
Man,
High rolls.
Sarah Adroides. He is not going to catch that rabbit in his mind. So yeah, he's snarling. He's trying to grab a hold of you. You think he's trying to throw you off the balcony and down into the pit, but he's not. You're just too fast and too nimble and too well trained that he'll remain there. Teddy Bear on his turn takes the cigarette out of his mouth, looks up at Constantine. Oh, you think that's a joke, do you? Is that what you think about me?
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it out loud. You said that.
I'll be your teddy bear. And he sort of takes the gun that he has and he's just gonna like run it up the middle of you. He's just gonna shoot you a bunch. Only 17 to hit your dodge DC though.
Does not hit it.
Cool. And he will take a move action to get out of melee with you because he doesn't need to be in melee to do his tricks. Burning Love is grappled by Nate at the moment. She is going to she's going to try and heat up, trying to burn him off of her. So he's going to take she's going to make an attack. And get a natural 20. In which case, Nate, I need you to make a toughness check versus DC 30.
That is unfortunate. Toughness is there.
That is quite rude.
That's a 4. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'll spend a hero. Yeah, I'll spend a hero point.
Okay.
All right, 28.
Your life flashed before your eyes for a second as you take a bruise.
Okay, and I put that under hits, yes?
Yes. Yep.
Perfect. Not 10, just 1.
As she heats up in your grasp and she's burning white hot, and she's just sort of hard to keep a hold of. She's wriggling. She is going to make a resistance check to try to get out of the grab, which can be overcome by strength or dodge. Her dodge is currently at half, and she gets a -5 penalty to this check because you have improved hold. So she's going to try to make a strength. I guess it's half a dozen. It's just a flat D20 to try to get away. And your strength is 10?
Yes.
Here we go, 20. Nope. As she's wriggling, still caught in the grasp of your large metal hands.
Don't you know that the best way to fight a fire is to smother it?
Promises. And Ray, out in the hotel bar, when that bah noise happens, it sort of reverberates throughout the entire hotel. And Jesse is like, not again. And he dies behind the bar.
What do you mean, not again?
The aliens, they're back, man.
Look, you stay there. I'm gonna go check out these aliens.
What do you? That's a bad idea, dog. Like, they're not to be messed around with.
Don't worry, I know how to stay out of sight.
And he sort of cocks an eyebrow at you.
Ray will give him a thumbs up and then start heading in that direction. And he does not have like a quick change or anything, so I'm assuming it'll take him a while to get into the actual Atom suit.
I mean, I didn't give you a quick change, but they always just sort of put it on in the show, so it's a quick. Like,
Okay.
you could put it on as part of your move action into the theater.
Then when he changes scene, he will be in the suit.
Excellent. So, yeah, you put the suit on, you make your way. Are you going to shrink before you head in?
Yeah, I don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Okay, so you shrink down. Constantine, over to you.
Well, I'm going to make sure my cigarette is lit, and I'm going to throw a firebolt at the teddy bear.
Rude. Historically, at the Untold Stories projects, we know that teddy bears hate fire.
That's true.
Yeah.
With a natural 20.
Why did
Let's
I say
go.
anything?
Let's go, natural 20.
So that 23 DC becomes a DC 28. Here goes. Teddy Bear rolls a natural 1 on his toughness save.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
I don't love it. I ain't loving shit. And he does have a weakness to fire. You kind of clocked that, huh? Yeah, he misses by 17, which would be 4 degrees. He gets an extra degree of failure for the fumble, and he gets an extra degree of failure for being weak. So you just obliterate Teddy Bear. What happens, John?
So, I take a drag of my cigarette after I light it. Not with a lighter. I click my fingers and light it with my thumb. And then that fire grows into a fireball. I'm like, you don't look like you're very well equipped to handle this. And I'm going to throw it at him as he bursts into flame.
And he just sort of runs around a little bit until he stops running and just sort of lays motionless on the ground.
And I'm going to toss his body into some kind of hidden place, like a plant,
Trash can?
or
An ashtray?
or an ashtray, or a trash can.
Okay.
Just stash it out of the way.
Cool. Good job, John.
Smooth as butter. Drag cigarette.
White Canary, over to you.
All right. I am going to. I would like to flip the dog off the balcony.
That's what he wanted to do to you.
Right.
That's a good idea.
There's a couple ways that you can try to accomplish this. You can make a grab check and then throw him. Or if you wanted to make an improved trip, I'll say if you succeeded that, you could trip him off of the balcony, basically.
I will attempt the trip.
Okay.
I don't have improved trip.
Hmm.
So is that still -2?
It's
or
yeah, it is -2, and the penalty for improved trip is if you fail to trip them, they get the chance to trip you. You can spend a hero point to have improved trip for a round if you want to avoid that possibility.
yeah, I'll spend it. You can't take them with you.
Yeah, so spending a lot of hero points for these guys. I'm here for it though.
Yeah, we're rescuing Elvis.
Yeah, yeah.
Elvis deserves our hero points.
Oh, bummer for me. You do hit. So now what happens is we make an opposed athletics or acrobatics check. You take whichever one is better for you.
Acrobatics is better, so that's a 30.
Oh, I didn't get anywhere near. I mean, I got as near a 30 as I probably could. You trip him off the balcony.
All right. Now I have leaping 1. Can I jump down beside him?
Yeah. Leaping 1. This balcony is a little bit taller than 15 feet.
Can I make an acrobatics to reduce any damage I would
You
take?
can. Yep. I was just looking at fall damage to see what his fall damage is. So it is a distance of 30 feet total. So he has to make a toughness check versus DC 19. And you're A-okay, White Canary, because you leap the 15 and then the other 15 you avoid the damage with your acrobatics. And then I'll roll a toughness check against the 19. He doesn't take any damage when he hits the ground, but he is on the ground now. And he is prone, importantly.
All right. I will hold my staff toward him and say, just stay down.
He looks up at you. I can't do that. Not until we find the king.
You let him go. Let him go find the king. Look how sad he looks.
Just making big sad dog eyes at you. Do you want to use extra effort to bop him, or are you okay?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use extra effort to bop him 1.
Cool. He's prone, so you get +5 bonus to hit when somebody's prone. In
Okay,
close combat.
so I'm going to power attack for all 5 then.
Neat.
30.
Yeah, that'll hit. And I don't remember. Does your staff have multi-attack?
It does.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. So that'll kick your DC up to 30 instead of 25.
So I'll whack him and say, down.
You whack him good. I get a 17 total, which is a miss by 13, which, with the new damage rules, is 3 bruises and a stagger.
Yeah, that is terrifying, by the way.
It'll be fine. That's what hero points are for. Yeah, so you just one good, bad dog, bap, smack him as he's on the ground. And he looks up at you forlornly. Nate.
All right, so she's clearly still moving.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm just gonna have to. I don't know, it just feels weird, like wrestling this lady to the ground. But I guess that's kind of what I'm gonna have to do because she's on fire. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of repeat the process, kind of pick up and smash again.
Awesome. Yeah, so are you going to try to make the grab worse? Or punch, or do physical damage?
Oh, I guess I can do the grab thing, can't I?
Yeah, you could try to accelerate her to defenseless and immobilize instead of
Yes,
just
I will
invulnerable.
do. I will do that,
Awesome.
and that's another grab check, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Ooh, it's only a 20
But it does hit.
or a 19. I mean.
It does hit because she's still vulnerable. So she gets.
Oh, right, perfect.
One more strength check to try and get out. She misses by 7, which will increase that from hindered and vulnerable to defenseless and immobilized. So you're completely,
Okay.
you've stopped her movement. She is completely in your grasp at this point.
Okay, perfect. I don't have any more hero points, so I think that's gonna be it for me.
Okay, perfect. Jailhouse Rock is gonna kick open the staircase door next to John Constantine.
Oh, fuck, you weren't supposed to be here until next turn!
I'm here now.
How'd you run down all those stairs so fast?
I jumped
Aren't
the
you a
last.
rock?
I jumped the last. I'm a Jailhouse Rock. He's gonna try to put his big rocky hands on you and slam you up against the wall a bunch of times.
No.
Show you what it's like to be a Loki. Ugh, 12. That's not gonna hit. And yeah, he sort of lunges at you, breaks a hole in the drywall next to you, but you're too quick and squirrely for him.
That's right, too squirrely.
Squirrely is a great adjective for John Constantine. Hound Dog is going to belt out just this long, melancholic howl, and I need everybody.
I failed.
I need everybody who's in the theater, so Nate, Burnin' Love, and White Canary, to make a dodge check for me versus a perception area affliction.
32.
I would rather not. 17.
17 is not enough. 32
didn't think
is. And Burnin' Love's got to roll it too. And well, she's defenseless, so yep, she gets a 2 on her dodge check. So Nate and Burnin' Love, I need you to make will saves.
Oh, it's not the one I'm good at. Oh, especially not with a 9.
Oh yeah, and you don't
Sure.
have any hero points, so
I do not.
Big yikes.
I expected everybody to be handling their villains. Here I am taking care of mine.
I handled mine.
I got another one, says John. So Nate and Burnin' Love, you both suffer. Nate, you suffer the 3rd degree, which is controlled. Burnin' Love suffers compelled with a 2nd degree fail. And you just get this overwhelming need to protect Hound Dog from White Canary as he sings you the song of his people. But we'll see what happens with that next turn.
I am also
Okay.
compelled to help. He's baby.
Yeah, Burnin' Love is controlled. She sort of like stops struggling against Nate, and she says, "I must help him." He's a good boy,
He's the best boy.
but she's not able to escape. Adam, over to you.
Yeah, I probably should have checked this a moment ago. Was I close enough to have also been in the howl wave there?
I'll say that since you're outside the door and outside of his ability to perceive you, you're fine.
Okay. Then that being the case, the Atom is going to fly in, and I guess the closest target, if I'm flying in from this corner at the bottom left here, is Hound Dog. And with his flight speed, he can get over there.
Oh yeah, no worries.
No problem at all. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Sarah is fighting the Hound Dog, so
Yeah.
ignoring the very sad eyes. Don't look, don't look.
He's baby.
Yeah, Ray is gonna fly in. He's gonna take a shot, and as he's flying in, he's also going to mention, Jesse said something about aliens coming after him. I guess this is them.
Yeah, thanks, Ray.
Didn't know we brought Sherlock Holmes with us.
Oh, you're welcome. That was a 13 to hit.
13 would not hit, even with the +5 bonus for the prone.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not too worried about speed, so I will take another action and then try to make like another shot.
Just chuck a fatigue there on a good old Ray.
Yep. So I am fatigued. If I can find it. There it is. And I made a 20 for that roll.
You did, and because of the bonus for prone, you do hit instead of missing. So DC 25, he's got 3 bruises, so I'll just knock his toughness down to +5. Ooh, he misses by 8, which is going to be 2 bruises and a daze, on top of his 3 bruises that he has now. What happens, Ray?
Yeah, so Ray is just flying in. He informs the team of what Jesse said, and then he tries to he tries to make that shot. It's probably not as impactful as he expected because he's also like trying not to feel sad there.
Trying not to punch a dog.
Are we the good guys?
Doesn't feel like we're the good guys.
Cool. Good job, Ray. John.
Yeah, this guy is a lot of not my problem. I can move. So can I do a double move action? Is a flee? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can take a double move action.
All right.
You can make an athletics check to try to increase your movement by 1 rank too.
Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, I'm not very athletic, but we'll.
You're looking for 15.
Oh, smoker lungs. Okay, so I will run out here and see Nate and say, "Hey, Steelman, I brought you a friend. I need you to deal with it."
Yeah, and as you run out on stage, throwing the curtains back, Elton John just standing ovation, clapping.
Thank you, Elton. I appreciate it.
He's loved every minute of this theater. White Canary.
As much as I hate to do it, I'm gonna whack him again.
Okay.
21.
Yeah, that'll hit. It becomes 26. 26 is not enough to give you a bonus for multi-attack, but he's hurt pretty bad. He's got 5 bruises, so we're down to +3 toughness versus your 20. Oh, that will knock him unconscious.
All right, that's enough of that howling.
And as the howling stops, Nate, you are freed from the compulsion.
I am going to quickly look around and see the Nate is dealing with the flaming person in the pit. And I'm going to head that way.
Yeah, dealing with. Although I guess if Hound Dog was knocked out, that does the effect end? I assume.
Yes, the effect ends.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, then yeah.
Sarah and Ray, will you give me a perception check when you knock out Hound Dog?
18.
16.
One of his big droopy ears sort of like shuffles a little bit, and a caterpillar crawls out and begins to try to scurry away.
Gross? I don't know how to feel about that.
It's cool with me.
Meanwhile, Nate has no idea that these like caterpillar things are a thing. He's just ladies on fire. That's all he knows.
Yeah. And it is your turn, Nate. So she's defenseless, which means if you wanted to make a finishing attack, you could.
Yeah, I think I will. Wait, was that for me?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Then yes, I will do that.
Yeah,
What
when-
exactly does that entail?
So when somebody's defenseless, you have two choices. You can attack them as a routine action, which means you take 10 plus your modifier to hit them. Or if you take the risk and make the roll to hit, you can, if you succeed over their regular defense, you get free critical hit, basically.
Over their defense, so over their halved defense because she's vulnerable.
Over the
or-
defenseless defense, so 10 or
Oh,
higher.
okay. Oh, perfect. And like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Do I need to power attack? Yeah, what the heck? I'll power attack this. Let's style on her.
Whack.
Of course.
So yeah, with the power attack, that will make it 8.
Yep.
So you won't get the free critical hit, but you'll still hit because she's defenseless.
Okay.
Let's dial on her, Mrs.
Quiet, you.
So that's still a 30 with the power attack.
Yeah.
Versus her toughness with the bruise. She misses by 9, so she'll take 2 bruises and a daze. Anything else, Nate? Do you want to go fatigue to try to take another action?
You know what? Actually, yeah. Since that's only going to affect my speed, I think I will do that.
Awesome.
I'm going to do it again. Hey, there we go. That's a much better roll.
There we go. Now it's a 35 instead of a 30. And I'm positive I'm not going to roll well enough to survive. Yep, 35 minus 23 is a difference of 13. So that's a stagger. I'm just going to go ahead and knock her out. So, Nate, what happens as you knock out Burning Love?
He kind of picks her up and like hits her against the floor, and he's like, "I don't feel good about this," and until she finally goes unconscious. And he's gonna kind of stand up and kind of looks at the rest of the team and kind of like, "Don't judge me, okay?"
Before you stand up, let me make a check real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Does 14 hit your vulnerable dodge DC or parry DC?
Yes.
Give me a will save.
I don't like where this is going.
I also don't like where this is
13?
going. 'Cause I'm about to be stuck between a rock and a hard place.
13. Nate, as you sort of like bam, bam, a caterpillar scurries out of her ear real quick and jumps up on her face, but does not manage to get inside your ear.
Okay.
13 was enough to avoid the issue.
Nothing for the rock and a hard place joke.
I got it.
All right,
I'm with you.
all right. I wasn't listening. So yeah, Nate, now you're free to stand up and The caterpillar is still like there. It's kind of scurrying around trying to find somewhere to get in with your steel skin, but it's like, I don't know what to do with this.
He stands up and he's about to be like, nobody, and then the thing jumps on his face. He's like, ah!
And John, you wait for a moment for Jailhouse Rock to come this direction, and he does not. We will
That's that
exit
sign.
combat.
I'm catching up to my party members.
Where is the caterpillar that came out of Hound Dog going?
It looks like it is trying to make its way to the door to get out of here.
Then
Sort of like it's scurrying underneath seats, and it's trying to keep a low profile.
Ray's gonna say over the comms. Can someone grab that caterpillar thing? I'm gonna go check on Jesse, see if he's still there. If these things are after him, there might be more.
I mean, I could try.
I also really don't want to touch it.
Do you know where it is?
It's over near the balcony seats.
I'll run over there and see if I can catch it before it gets away.
All right.
Yeah, I'll try to find it and
Oh, come
catch
on.
it in a jar or something.
Anybody who's searching for it, give me a perception check.
I was gonna say that I was gonna go search for it, but I've got my own caterpillar to deal with, so I'm not. Can I grab one of the music things, like plunk the caterpillar in, and then like fold it around it like one of those little tinfoil doggy bags?
Yeah, you can grab like a French horn or something and stuff it in there and
Perfect.
crumple the bell up.
I don't want to kill the thing because I don't know what the heck it is, but
Awesome. You could hear it pinging around inside there trying to get out, but it's not nearly strong enough to escape from brass.
okay. I make sure that there's a little bit of an air hole so it doesn't suffocate.
Sarah, you do see the caterpillar scurrying away before it gets away, and you're able to
Okay.
grab it. Constantine, you don't see it with a 19. It made a 20 on its stealth check, which is a really bad stealth check for its bonus, but that's fine.
Sorry.
I'm still looking for it. I can't find it.
Thank you.
It's Q says hello.
Yeah, so scurrying around trying to figure out where it is. But Sarah, you find it. How do you want to try and contain it?
Were drinks allowed in the auditorium?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna grab somebody's drink and like fling the liquid out and just put the cup over it.
Awesome. You have a caterpillar in a cup. And it's leaning back. Its little antennae are swaying back and forth, and it's trying to break out of the cup with its little feet, but it's not able to get out.
Like, okay, I caught it. What do I do with it?
Ray, probably unhelpfully, when you go out to the lobby, I'm going to give everybody a hero point. Jesse is not there.
Then I'm just gonna. I don't know. Where would he go? We wouldn't have gone to the. I don't know. Just gonna try to look for him, I guess.
Okay. Give
I'll
me
report that to the team, though.
give me an investigation check when you go over to check the area that he was previously in.
Ooh, this is pretty important. I should probably roll good at this.
I should probably roll good.
With the hero point, that's 22.
22. You don't see any sign of where he went, but you do see in the area where you told him to hide, there's almost this this sort of like dust that looks like it's made out of silk. Yeah, there's sort of a residue that's been left behind by some sort of effect.
I may need to hero point this to give the suit the ability to do this, but can I like track the traces of that or any like remains or if there's a trail of it leading somewhere?
So yeah, you could definitely use a hero point to use your inventor advantage to try and create something. It's going to take some time.
Can I use my telepathy to interrogate the caterpillar.
Yes. Let me see if Ray wants to spend the hero point and try to begin constructing this device. You do have a high-tech lab aboard the Wave Rider, so there is equipment there in the fabricator you can use to make pretty much anything you need, Ray.
Yeah, that feels like it'll take too long, though. Especially if this guy just got away. Yeah, I'll...
Give me an initial expertise science check.
Okay.
Ugh. What's up, Roll20? Why you hate Calvin today?
Maybe... Yeah, it's a one-shot. We have 3 points. We won't be in a second fight today.
Famous last words.
Yeah, well, I rolled a 10, so that goes up by 10, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so 32.
32. Okay, look at the big brain on Ray. This particulate, you have seen it in other devices before. It looks like something that is left behind after a teleportation takes place.
Oh, okay, then yeah, probably going to need some time to science. But we'll see how Constantine's things go. But yeah, I think Ray is already in his head, like figuring out how to maybe make this thing.
Excellent. Yeah, you are. You're pretty sure that between you and Nate and the Wave Rider, you'd be able to rig up something.
Okay, I thought he was just like still. I thought Elvis was still in the building.
He has left the building. So Constantine wants to try to telepathically interrogate the caterpillars. You have 2 of them. You have one that's in a French horn. You have one that's in a cup. I assume with like a coaster on the other end.
Yeah, I'm looking at the one in the cup, and I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna think real hard, trying to probe its thoughts.
Are you trying to interrogate it or read its mind?
First I want to try to read its mind. If I can't do that, then I'm gonna try and interrogate it.
Okay, I don't think I gave you mind reading as an effect, so you'll have to power. You'll have to power stunt that. So you'll either have to go fatigued to do that, or spend a hero point to avoid the fatigue.
I'll spend a hero point.
Okay.
Like they said, we can't get into 2 fights, right?
Yeah, probably not.
And it definitely won't be my fault this time.
So, power stunting your telepathy, you'll make a d20 plus 10 check for your mind reading.
D20 plus 10.
That's opposed by the caterpillar's will.
17. That's not great. I'm gonna see what happens and see if I hero point it or not.
Do you want to spend another hero point?
Can I decide after he rolls, or do I have to wait?
You have to decide before you know if you succeed or not.
All right, let's do it. I don't like 17. They're psychic caterpillars or something. I feel like they got a strong brain.
Well, look, the big brain on the caterpillars.
24.
24. Good choice. So you sort of focus your energy, and you probe in. Also, importantly, the opposed check, the more degrees of success you get, the more information you get.
Cool.
So it's not really a wasted check, because 17 versus 16, you would have only gotten surface thoughts.
Yeah.
You get some deeper thoughts in. You're reading its mind. The prime thing, like its surface thoughts, are I need to escape, I need to get back to Mr. Mind before he realizes that Elvis is gone and we've lost him again. The lower level thoughts, as you sort of purge deeper into its brain, the plan was seemingly to figure out which of these impersonators was Elvis, capture them, and then take them to the Rack of Eternity to meet up with Mr. Mind.
Oh.
You aren't sure what the backup plan was if they weren't able to get Elvis, though.
Well, everybody, I've got good news and I've got bad news. Good news. They don't have Elvis. Bad news. There's a plan B. It's a mysterious, sinister plan B. We don't know what the plan B is. But there's a plan B.
I would just like to point out for the record that John is able to talk to the weird alien slugs. which
I can read thoughts,
I-
bud.
I'm just saying,
Yes,
the
I
fact
know.
that you can communicate with them so easily might say more about you than it does anything else.
That I'm a useful and needed member of this team. I understand.
Whack.
How'd that locating Elvis thing go, by the way? Did you find him?
I was interrupted before I was able
Uh-huh.
to really finish locating. I got attacked by the big rock boy.
Sounds like you owe him $100.
100 euros, actually.
We haven't finalized the bet yet. I haven't identified an Elvis.
I haven't picked an Elvis yet, so therefore I haven't chosen incorrectly.
All right, well, shall we?
We shall. Oh, by the way, I think we should go to the Rock of Eternity. That's where the little squirrely guys were going.
You think the Colonel was in on it? Elvis's
Who?
manager? He told me to meet him there.
I didn't know we met him.
Somebody said we should probably follow the manager, but then they were told, "Hey, no, that's okay. It's not a problem. You don't, he's not important."
Here's a hero point. Nate.
Well, I mean, even if it's not him, he's in danger, so we should definitely go there and check it out.
All right, let's go.
All right, you guys are heading off to the Rack of Eternity.
Hold
Man,
on. Hold
Times
on.
like this, I really wish I had a Batmobile.
Hold on, guys. There's something really important I have to check at the bar. That's where our Jamie guy was, right?
Yes, Jesse. Yep.
Yeah, Jamie. I'm gonna go to the bar and pour myself a glass of whiskey on the rocks.
Excellent.
Fair.
Now we can go.
All right, onward and upward. So, how are you going to make your way there? You guys going to walk there? Are you guys going to summon the Wave Rider? Are you going to take a cab?
How far is it?
It's on the strip, so it's only 5 or 6 blocks away.
Oh, I mean,
I
even
think we're all in.
fatigued, I could run there in
Yeah.
like a matter of a few seconds.
Yeah, Ray was just gonna fly there.
Awesome. Ray, are you going to try to fly ahead?
Might as well, so I can at least see what's going on. If it's really bad, then I will let the team know. But yeah, no time to waste here.
Excellent.
So, is Ray still in his Elvis outfit, or does the suit cover it?
I think the
Oh, you're
suit.
small.
Yeah,
They can't see you anyway.
And we decided that the suit does come on top of the Elvis suit. It was something that he wanted to make sure was possible.
so just in case, I need to Elvis it up.
Excellent. So you grab a whiskey on the rocks. Ray, you fly off ahead. Because I think you're the fastest member of the team right now. You do see the Rack of Eternity. It is a very large barbecue restaurant down here in Vegas. There's an enormous neon, like a golden neon mountain that looks like it gets hit by a lightning bolt and breaks in half, revealing a rack of ribs on the inside of it for the sign. And you hear general pandemonium inside. There's breaking glass, there's sort of splintering furniture, just a lot of people screaming, just a lot of bad news.
How far behind Ray am I?
I think that's probably up to Ray. It depends on how quickly Ray went off ahead of you guys, because he can fly 60 miles an hour, 30 miles
Yeah.
when he's fatigued.
Well, I can normally do 120
Oh,
when I'm
so,
fatigued, so
yeah.
yeah, I can do 60.
60 when you're fatigued.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's up
Yeah.
to how cautious Ray is feeling.
I mean, not
Gotcha,
feeling cautious
okay.
until I get there. Ray was going to fly ahead as much as he could to get there quickly.
Okay.
Hearing all these sounds, he is going to say back to the team, "Yeah, it sounds like they're inside already. I'm gonna get in and see if I can get a look at them."
Be careful.
I'm always careful.
How bad is traffic? Like, because I don't run very fast. I got those smoker lungs.
I mean, traffic. It's Vegas in the '80s. You can get a cab.
Okay, I'm gonna get a cab.
Just hail it down. Are you gonna? Is everybody else gonna pile in with John or?
I mean, if it's just a couple
Yeah, if
blocks
it's
away,
here.
even fatigued, I can run 4 miles an hour. So I think I'll just
Okay.
Yeah,
Take it down the
yeah,
street.
I'm pushing one, so I'm getting the cab. Well, two,
Yeah, I
because
think-
I'm not fatigued, but I'm still half as fast.
Right. Yeah, no worries. So Ray, you fly in, and you see a general scene of chaos and pandemonium. People are being suspended in the air by telekinesis. The furniture is swirling around, creating a cyclone of like tablecloths and silver platters and baby back ribs flying just mad hawk everywhere. There is a tiny green caterpillar on the baby grand piano in the middle of this room with a crown on his head, sort of making a high-pitched noise. And standing next, or kneeling next to him, is Jailhouse Rock with a look of defeat on his face. You do not see Jesse in here. But give me a stealth check, Ray, just to see if how imperceptible you are.
There we go. 29.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, Jailhouse Rock can't roll that, and I don't think Mr. Mind can either. Yep, Mr. Mind got a 15, so he's just sort of focused on yelling and this general pandemonium he's causing.
Okay. So people are being like thrown around and stuff. Is anybody being actually injured, or are they just being shaken up?
I mean, they're sort of superficially injured, just shaking and scrapes from the tornado of furniture.
I guess the practical thing to do would be to wait for the rest of the team, and I feel like Ray would probably do the practical thing. Although,
You do got that there Boy Scout complication.
yeah, ooh, yeah, no, he wouldn't stand by when people are potentially about to be hurt. And he did make a good Elvis impression.
Oh no.
Oh.
This is gonna be great.
do this. Do it. Do it. This is great.
Everything about this.
So yeah, not seeing Jesse there and knowing that he did a very good impression earlier, and these people are looking for Elvis, he is going to find somewhere to hide with that stealth check, unshrink, get into his Elvis costume, and burst out onto the scene.
Excellent. The P here is going to be Colonel Parker. He's here too, being flung around.
Okay.
So you burst onto the scene in your Elvis costume. Everybody freezes, is suspended in midair. Several people are sort of woozily floating there. The furniture has stopped, and the caterpillar on the grand piano sort of stands up on his hind legs and pushes a little button around his neck, and there's a speaker that begins to speak out loud. I thought you told me we hadn't found Elvis, Jailhouse. You are the one who did the best at the competition, yes?
That's me.
Come forth.
Well, hang on now. If you're offering me some sort of contract, I want to talk terms.
There is no contract. There will be no negotiation. And he sort of shakes all of the people.
Well, let's not get off to a bad start here. I mean, don't want to get the audience mad. The fans are the most important part.
Summon the wizard, you fool!
I would, but first we got to get all these people out of here. I can't just bring the wizard to anybody. That's a thing Elvis does.
You will bring the
tells
wizard
us-
to me, or these people will suffer. And he starts like shaking people.
Well, look,
no.
that's gonna need some time. I can't just summon a wizard out of nowhere.
Oh no, I'm the wizard.
And he give me a deception check, Ray.
Well, fortunately for Ray, he's such a good liar. This feels entirely appropriate for how this conversation is going.
What'd you
I'm gonna
get?
take that. I got a
A
5.
5.
5. And Mr. Mind looks at you, looks down at sort of Jailhouse Rock and the gathered people, and he bellows out, "I have been deceived! This is an imposter! Inconceivable."
Now hang on a minute. I'm the best imposter there was at this competition out of all of them.
If you do not know how to bring the wizard to me, I will have to make these people suffer until the real Elvis reveals his head.
I hear I'm close enough.
There is no such thing! And he sort of begins spinning the tornado again. Everybody outside, give me a perception check.
How far outside am I? Am I
8.
there?
You're close enough to make a perception check.
11.
Wow.
I rolled a 1.
Cool. You guys
Uh-oh.
you guys are approaching the rack of eternity. Everything is peachy keen. It has started to rain, however, but you don't notice anything else of note. At this time, I think it's probably a good idea to roll for initiative, because I don't think Ray is going to stand by and let him throttle these people.
Yeah.
So let me grab tokens for everybody who needs a token. And I will have you filter in White Canary and Nate, you'll appear on the next turn, and Constantine, you'll appear on the second turn. Or actually, you took a cab. I'll have you come on the turn that Nate and Sarah come in as well.
Ooh.
And everybody has a token now, so you should be good to go.
Hey, we're doing better. 9.
Hey, 9.
21.
That's what's up. Man, Mr. Mind, you have a plus 12 initiative and you messed it up.
Nice to know that the dice aren't only being mean to us.
Yeah. And Nate, what'd you get for initiative? 22. All right. So, Sarah and Nate, you're arriving. Ray, you have an action.
He does have the repulsors, so I guess he will say, I might not have a wizard, but I do have one thing, showmanship. And he's gonna fire a repulsor.
Literally knows a wizard.
Does Constantine count as? I don't know. I feel like wizard is a bit more, or maybe
More
Ray sees a
respectable.
Wizard is a bit more regal. Yeah.
Look, I wouldn't call Chris Angel a wizard.
Have you seen some of the shit he does? I would.
Mind freak.
Constantine, not me.
All right, Ray. You're gonna repulsor. What are you gonna do with your repulsor?
I'll fire repulsor at Mr. Mind, who seems to be the one causing the most chaos here.
Excellent.
25 to hit.
That will miss.
Ooh. Um. Yeah, I'll try that again. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna spend a hero point to try that.
Okay.
Shoot again. Hopefully, he gets something on the board before he retaliates.
Yeah, actually, for the folks at home, I can probably show this map. This map's actually functional as a map for stream.
Yeah, I'll use the point for a reroll.
Perfect.
Ooh, 28.
28 will hit, but Jailhouse Rock's going to interpose. Yeah, folks at home, I got this map. I'm a member of the Frag Maps Patreon. Frag Maps makes amazing cyberpunk maps, and he's one of the few people I know who does like modern day maps that I can use in superhero games. So that's a shameless plug for him. So that's a toughness of 25.
Yep.
Jailhouse Rock. Everybody,
handle
let's
that.
rock. That's a bruise. As I get a 21. What happens, Ray?
Yeah, he just like he does a he does one of the poses that he learned from Nate as he fires the repulsor blast.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm the guy.
awesome. Are you going to stay in the doorway there, Ray, or are you going to fly around the room a little?
Oh, I'm gonna start buzzing around the room.
Okay.
Go behind one of the pillars here for some cover.
Awesome. Mr. Mind sort of wibbly wobblies his brain waves out through the space, seeking out the atom. And Ray, I will need you to make a will save for me. Versus a DC 28 damage effect. As he brain blasts you.
29.
Oh, you're A-okay. Either your helmet absorbs some of it, or you're just so focused in Elvis mode that it just there's a wobbly and a wibbly, but other than that, you're A-okay. John's arriving next turn. Jailhouse Rock is gonna come down. I don't even think he can hit you in your little form. Yeah, he will come over here. He's gonna pick up a table. And he's going to try and smash Ray with it. With an improvised weapon attack. Or you're probably high enough that he has to throw it at you rather than smash you with it. But I know for a fact 16 does not hit your tiny dodge DC.
Nope.
So the table flies up, shatters into the wall. The tablecloth flies off. Sarah, you arrive on the scene this round.
All right. So I will come into the door, and I will see Mr. Mind over here and go, "Wow." And what's the range on the throwing knives?
Short range is 50 feet, medium range is 100, long range is 150.
So I can get him from here.
Yeah,
range.
that's within short range. Yeah, it's only 45 feet.
I'm gonna fling a throwing knife at him.
No!
17 won't hit.
Nope, that will not hit him. He sort of scuttles a little bit on the other side of the baby grand piano, and the knife hits into the back, and you hear the piano make some music noise.
All right. And I'm going to finish my move, clear the door.
Awesome. Nate, you come up next.
I mean, I see another big guy made of rock. I'm a big guy made of metal. It seems kind of like the match made in heaven. So I'm gonna charge at him and basically try to shoulder check, slam him into the pillar behind him.
Excellent.
I will use a power attack because I imagine his parry is probably pretty low. Assuming that's a 16.
16 will hit his parry.
All right, so it's a DC 30 is on the resistance.
And he has a bruise. He'll take another bruise as he gets a 27. What happens, Nate, as you lay into him?
So like I said, I kind of like drop the shoulder, ram into him, kind of like insert him into the pillar a little bit behind him. And then I'm going to draw back and I'm going to spend a hero. I'm going to use the extra effort. So I'll take. Oh, wait, I'm already fatigued, aren't I?
Yes. If you want,
Okay.
you can spend a hero point to avoid another level of fatigue, or you can add another level of fatigue to yourself. But the penalty for exhausted is you get a -2 to all of your rolls.
Okay. Then I will spend the hero point.
Okay.
As I basically like haul back and I'm gonna try to punch him the rest of the way through the pillar.
Excellent.
So I will again. I'll go ahead and do a power attack.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, no.
Yes.
Oh dear.
So that's a 35.
Yeah, sure is.
Ooh. Kapow.
Let's go.
Got my 2 bruises. Oh no. Oh, I think that might knock him out. What's 35 minus 19? 16? Yeah.
16.
Yep.
Oh, what happens, Nate, as you take Jailhouse Rock out of the equation?
So, like I said, punch him the rest of the way through the pillar. So there's a little, like, burst of debris, and he goes through the pillar and then out through the wall behind. And there's a hole in the wall now, of course, and you know, kind of a blast of debris. Dust billows out, and Nate's gonna kind of like dust off his shoulder and then blow on it like you would a smoking barrel.
Excellent.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Cool. The natural line is everybody let's rock. Adam, back to you.
Yeah, Adam is going to, I guess, start over. Just keep moving around and have an epic tiny guy fight with Mr. Mind.
Are you gonna land on the piano, or are you gonna shoot him with your lasers?
Oh,
Fisticuffs. Punch him. Tackle the caterpillar.
it actually does the same amount of damage. So yeah, let's do the funny thing.
I'm gonna punch that caterpillar.
Yeah, I'll loop around and go for a big punch. Yeah, okay. Let's see how this goes. Rolling an under attack. 20, which is not gonna hit. Dang it. No, I don't want to exhaust myself. I guess that's it.
Okay, so you fly down, you land on the piano, you square up with the caterpillar. He's sort of like wiggling and wobbling away from you.
If you were leaning in real close, it would look very cool.
I'm here for it. The kaiju fight. And before Mr. Mind goes, there is a crash of lightning and thunder, and a lightning bolt streaks down from basically the roof of the Rack of Eternity, creating a smoldering cloud in the middle of the restaurant where you can see Elvis, dressed in
Wonderful.
sort of superhero costume. Long white cape, big yellow lightning bolt on his chest. Ray, he does look a little bit like the Jesse guy that you ran into outside, or at the hotel. I'll add him to the initiative on turn 20.
Nate's gonna do the, oh my god, it's Elvis and he's a superhero!
And Elvis will step forward and say, "I'm not going to let you hurt these people anymore. There, little caterpillar feller. I've had enough of this." And he'll go, Shazam! And he'll fire off a lightning bolt at Mr. Mind.
No.
Oh, he misses Mr. Mind with a 24. He needs a 16.
Can I give him my hero points?
Yeah, I'm into it.
All right.
I will actually, for your Elvis fanboyness, I'll give him a free hero point to use on your behalf.
Okay.
I said Shazam! 28. Boom.
Hits
Hits Mr. Mind. Needs to make a DC 29 toughness check. Oh no. That's an 18 versus a 29. He's going to spend one of his challenge points to reroll that because that sucks. And, ooh, gets a 22, which will be a bruise in a daze. Or 2 bruises in a daze. Sorry, the new damage rules. Yeah, the lightning bolt streaks down, slams into Mr. Mind. The energy sort of crackles and rolls across his body, and he says, "No! The foolish wizard has given him the power!" And Mr. Mind's gonna brain blast somebody. He's going to multi-attack a telekinetic wave. He's going to attack Ray and Elvis. So here's... he can make 2 attack checks. He gets -2 to both. So here's the one for Ray. 30 to hit Ray. And here's the one for Elvis.
Ouch.
25 will hit Elvis. So I need a will check for Ray and a will check for Elvis. Now, I said, look out, man. I got the Wisdom of Solomon over here. Both of you will be fine.
I'm okay.
I just have a PhD.
As,
I mean, honestly, the amount of determination and stubbornness it takes to get a PhD, that tracks.
right? That's a good will. Constantine. His days drops off at the end of his turn.
I get out of my cab and I pay my fare and I come into the building and see all of my friends fighting a caterpillar and Elvis with the powers of Shazam.
And Constantine, you know how big of a deal that is. You're magic.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, the Rack of Eternity. I got it. It's the Rock of Eternity.
I got it back at the beginning, but I didn't know if Nate would, so.
It's all clicking. He's gonna walk up behind Nate and give him a pat on the back and use Healing Hand to try to get rid of that fatigue.
Nice.
And say, "Come on, Nate, go smash that bug."
Yeah. Importantly, Constantine's healing has restorative on it, so it does heal fatigue effects. So go ahead and make a heal check for me. It'll be a d20 plus 5 for your healing.
7. Hold on.
DC's a 10.
Yeah, we're gonna hear with that. I'm not gonna let that slide.
I'm here to help.
All right, dirty 20.
There we go. That will heal Nate of his fatigue.
All right, and the one hit that I had?
Yeah, because with the 20, that'll be two heals.
Awesome, thank you.
Go smash that bug, buddy. Make Elvis proud. Pat on the back.
John, that's so nice.
Oh my god.
John's been taken over by space caterpillars. Beat him up. White Canary, over to you.
All right. This is weird, but we've still got to deal with this caterpillar. So I'm going to move up, keeping my distance because I don't want it to jump on me, crawl in my ear or anything. And I'm going to whack it with the staff.
Excellent.
And 20's not going to do it.
It will not.
I am going to spend a hero point.
No,
and
don't hit me with a stick. I'm a caterpillar. That's my natural enemy.
Flap.
back up. 27.
That will hit.
It probably won't be enough beyond to
No.
do anything.
No, it's not a degree of success above.
Yeah. So DC 20.
But he does have 2 bruises, so -2 to his regular toughness. Oh, he'll take 2 more bruises and another daze. I hate that for me. I have lots of cool things I could try to do if I quit getting dazed.
He's getting beat up.
Exactly the point.
Pop, pop, pop.
I have so many cool powers. Anything else, White
And-
Canary, or are you?
No, I'm not going to push any further this round.
Awesome. Nate, over to you.
Nate's going to charge over to the piano and then even though the piano has been damaged and everything like that, in an effort to not damage it further, instead of like smashing, he's gonna go through the motion and kind of stop at the last second, and he's gonna bring his hand in, and he's just gonna flick him.
It's so disrespectful.
I will. I'm gonna do an all-out attack.
That's right. Make Elvis proud.
-5 to my defenses to add a +5 to my attack roll.
Yes, perfect.
23.
23 will not hit.
Okay, I'll spend a hero point. Okay, that's gonna be
22, 27.
27. Yeah.
27 will hit.
Okay, so that is a 25.
I've got 2 bruises, so I've got 6 toughness right now. Oh no!
You've got 4 bruises.
Yeah, that's why it's a 6 instead of a 10. I spoke wrong. I entered correctly. 25 minus 12 is a difference of 13, so that'll be 3 bruises and a stagger. No, wait! Anything else?
He's still
Nate?
up.
He's still up. He's staggered. He's not unconscious.
I'll fatigue myself to like I kind of flick him across the thing, and then once he's still moving, I'll be like, oh, and I'll just
Rush.
and I'll do the same thing again.
Awesome.
Come on, dice, give me some. Okay, so 31.
That will hit. Oh dear. Got 7 bruises. We got 3 toughness. Hey, yeah. Oh, a bruise.
Oh my God, this worm!
I get to live.
You will never defeat me, lower level life form.
I am the mighty Mr. Mind.
That is the end of my turn.
Awesome. Adam.
Okay, hitting this guy seems like the hard part, so I'm gonna do an accurate attack.
No, stop. Figured out my trick.
And I'll just do a super cool punch again. So that will be a -2 on the attack, or sorry, +2 on the attack and -2 on the damage.
Awesome.
For a 28 to hit at 23 damage.
That'll hit. And I've got what? 8 bruises? 8 bruises. Here we go. +2 toughness. Hey, yeah. Dang.
It's not good.
Nope. Ray, how do you shadow box this caterpillar into unconsciousness?
Well, Ray calls back to the one Elvis song that he knows. And as he's about to swing a fist, he'll say, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog." As he knocks out Mr. Mind.
Right in his little caterpillar face. Wow. As Mr. Mind is knocked unconscious, the people floating around the diner will fall. The furniture will fall. Colonel Parker will fall down. And, yeah. I don't know about normal, but calm has returned to the scene.
I'm gonna go put my hand on Elvis's shoulder and say, "I found the real Elvis." And then hold out my hand to Nate.
He says, "I don't go by that name anymore."
Oh, now it's an existential question. I'm afraid. Sorry.
This right here is what they call a ship of Theseus, I believe.
Did you or did you not ever go by the name of Elvis on stage?
Yeah, that's who. Maybe we shouldn't have this conversation here with all these folks around.
There's 100 euros on the line. You're gonna answer this question, goddammit.
And Colonel Parker sits up, throws his vest over his head. Oh, my boy, it's you! I knew it was you. I knew it wasn't that other guy. And Elvis is like, "Nah, I'm leaving the building," and he will gesture for you all to follow him outside.
Yeah, Nate, doesn't even hesitate.
And yeah, he'll take you in the alley back behind the Rack of Eternity, and he'll explain. I've been away from this life for a long time now, but I got curious, I guess, when I heard that there was going to be this big memorial, and I wanted to see what people had to say.
Well, they really seem to like you,
Yeah.
so that's got to be nice.
Yeah, warm fuzzies all around. We need to get back to your time.
Shazam told me about that. The wizard. He lightning bolt comes down, hits next to him. Oh, whoops.
Stop
Careful
saying
with that.
He told me that you might be trying to take me back to my original timeline, but I don't think that my being gone was the issue. I think it was Mr. Mind. If you all hadn't have showed up, he would have taken over my mind and turned me into a puppet for the space caterpillars. Imagine
Yep,
what the tabloids would say about that.
They pretty much say that already.
But I go by Captain Marvel these days. That's me now.
Sure. Huh.
Well, I gotta say, Captain, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I kind of fanboy out for a minute.
Yeah, he'll give you a big handshake and a hug. You all are some pretty mighty fine heroes. I'm glad that there's folks like you out there keeping time and reality safe.
And to that end, we still need to get you home.
He sort of looks down, looks your way. Says, I understand. That's a sacrifice the king's got to make, I guess.
Heavy is the head, as they say.
We should go talk to the wizard about it.
Well, we're off to see the wizard then.
And
You're a regular Dorothy.
and I'll say, everybody get close. We'll go see him. And he
I
gathers you.
I always hate this part.
And he'll say Shazam, and you'll all teleport up to the Rock of Eternity, where you see Rufus sitting at the end of the throne room on a chair with a staff next to him.
Wait, the hippie guy that was selling tickets?
Yep. And he sort of looks at all of you with a amused smirk on his face. I see you have found my chosen champion.
Yeah, you couldn't have picked a better champion. I mean, he barely even had to change outfits. Look at this. Like, that's
Fun fact about that: Elvis's stage costume is inspired by his love for Captain Marvel Jr.
really, that's awesome.
Yeah, so this isn't just a random Elvis is Shazam. It's a tie to Elvis lore.
That's great.
Yeah, but he'll take he'll take you. Elvis will walk you up over to Rufus / Shazam, and he'll say, if Elvis is being the champion is causing problems for the timeline, that is a poor choice on my behalf. I apologize.
You sure know how to pick them, don't you?
Well, the problem was caused by Mr. Mind taking him over, right? Does this solve that?
We need to reset the timeline.
You guys can ask Gideon.
Yeah, let's ask Gideon.
Captain, according to my calculations, Earth has returned to its regular stream of events.
Huh.
It seems the defeat of Mr. Mind prevents the rise of the king's kingdom. I believe we could leave Elvis in this state, and it would not cause trouble for the timeline.
The job well done. Lights a cigarette.
So, how do we get him back to his time so that time doesn't change? Because Elvis is still around.
Time's not changing.
At the
He got
time.
abducted by aliens.
Yeah, but like 4 years later,
yeah, Gideon will say,
3 years later.
Gideon will sort of communicate through the comms to Shazam, and they agree to have Elvis disappear and become Captain Marvel at the point that Elvis is supposed to die. And they think that that is a satisfactory conclusion to the issue.
Well, all right.
Sounds good to me.
Enjoy your powers, Mr. Presley. It was nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you all too.
You know Elton John.
I'm gonna see if I can get him to autograph something for me before we go.
Yeah, well, what do you want him to sign?
Grab a menu.
Oh, he's gonna grab if it's okay saying this, I want to grab the contestant number from Ray.
Oh, absolutely. Ray is like, Nate, you were the one who actually made the performance there. I think this is yours anyway.
Hey, it was a team effort.
Everybody's so sweet.
Sunshine and rainbows here.
And dead caterpillars everywhere.
Oh no, not the dead caterpillars. And Elvis will sign the contestant number, and you are free to return to Gideon and head back to the time stream.
Okay.
However, when you get back to the time ship, remember that complication at the very beginning, Nate?
What? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
When you get back to the ship, Gideon has incorrectly guessed that Elvis's influence would not cause any problems. And you see, in sort of the temporal thing, there's no kingdom that's been formed. The king isn't going to rise to prominence in that way. However, there is a war between Kahndaq and the United States that takes place in the late 1980s. That did not happen previously. And you see in the time stream there's this big epic fight between Elvis and Black Adam that is just causing all sorts of trouble and disarray across the world. And that's probably going to be an issue for another day. For now, you have rescued Elvis Presley and brought an end to the evil machinations of the villainous Mr. Mind. And that's where we're going to call this game.
Oh, that's why it said temporal predictive matrix.
Like I said, back by 5, heads to the bar.
Yeah, so if anybody has like a closing scene they want for their character, please feel free. Yeah, just go ahead and share that real quick, and then we'll say goodbye, we'll make plugs, and we'll get out of here for the evening.
So White Canary goes to her quarters and takes off the cape and throws it over the back of a chair. And then she turns around and looks at it for a second. And then she's like, no.
Wonderful. What about Ray?
I feel like Ray is just Ray is just thinking or probably says out loud rather, Gideon, remind me later to learn a few more of Elvis's songs. I think we might need them.
Awesome. Constantine?
Oh, he's right back where he started. He's got a cold drink in his hand.
Give me a perception check, Constantine.
Oh no. 29.
You just catch the tail end of a caterpillar swirling into the vents of the Wave Rider.
You. Can I use magic to like pull it to me?
Yes.
You. And I'm gonna finish my drink real quick and flip the cup over top of it.
Mm.
So it's sitting on the counter.
Excellent. And Nate?
Nate is gonna be in his room, and he's gonna be like doing the old like sing into a brush, like kind of like he's doing the the whole stage routine that he kind of was doing with Ray. Um, that I think that's the appropriate way for that to end for him.
Excellent. Well, thank you, my players, for agreeing to come on and make our first Patreon actual play happen. I had a great time. I always appreciate you all lending your time, your talent, and your creativity to us. It is one of the best things about working at the Untold Stories Project. As for announcements, this week we have the continuation of our Street Fighter, the role playing game mini series. It'll be taking place on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. EST. We have a new blog post that'll be up on Thursday giving a recap of what all we've been up to for 2023. And then we will be closing out our one-shot season next Wednesday with Kevin's Star Trek game that I'm very excited about. Otherwise, I don't have a lot more to talk about. I will give all my players a chance to plug anything they want to plug, and then we'll get out of here for the evening, starting with Gerald.
I would also like to thank everybody for coming. I had a great time. I really appreciate this. If you want to watch some more Mutants and Masterminds, Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, at Roll ROLE Hit Die on Twitch. I run a Mutants and Masterminds stream called Cape City Chronicles. We're going to do the 4th session tomorrow, so you haven't missed a lot. The first 2 are on YouTube. Hopefully the 3rd one will get up pretty soon. So if you want to catch up, really appreciate it.
Awesome. Calvin?
All right. Yeah, this was real fun. Looking forward to doing another one of these because this got very silly and it was very funny. And yeah, I did also want to mention again that if you want to see or hear more tabletop RPG related topics, if you're into either Pathfinder or the Lancer Mech RPG, we cover that a lot over on the Untold Stories Project channel. Or Jesus, Win with Dice channel. I'm sorry. It's very late. I'm very tired. I forget where I am sometimes. Although I did run a Lancer 2-shot on this channel, so if you're interested in that, there's also the VOD of the previous one that I ran last year. But yeah, if you want to see some tabletop RPG podcasts or some gaming streams, check out Win with Dice on YouTube, where we have all that fun stuff.
Awesome. Isaac?
No plugs here, but happy to be involved. Happy to be hanging out. Had a great time, so looking forward to doing it again.
Awesome. And Ben?
Hi, everybody. Ben Ravensdale. Really enjoyed playing Nate. Thank you very much for the invite, Alex, and thanks for the game, everybody. It was good fun. You can find me on All on the Table RPGs, all one word, just spelled exactly the way you would think. On both Twitch and YouTube, there is a superhero series that I GM there called Vigilantes Union 13. Vigilantes Union Local 13, excuse me. Which is a non-mutants and masterminds game, but still superheroes. And yeah, I think that's it for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you again. As I said, this was our Patreon appreciation one-shot. We're going to be doing them on a semi-regular basis. We're going to figure out exactly what the cadence of that looks like going into 2024. But if you want the chance to play in one of these games, head over and support us at patreon.com/UntoldStoriesProject. We have posts that are going to be going up once a week at least over there. Aaron is sharing his new superhero novel over there, and I've got a bunch of fun stuff coming up the pipeline, including stat blocks and adventure notes for this adventure that we played tonight. So if you want to inflict this upon your friends, you'll have access to that over at the Patreon. Otherwise, And I should also mention that we have a partnership with Norse Foundry, the dice company. If you head over to norsefoundry.com and use the coupon code USP Norse, you'll get 10% off your order. And it's a great time to order some dice for gifts if you're looking for some fun holiday rewards for people. Otherwise, thank you again, everybody, for hanging out with us. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Until next time.